So as far as the third world aristocrat video from today goes, I gotta say, huge win for the toe and a stroke of genius on my part.
Mr. Radio Voice, he's doing his shows. He's roasting some ass and he's picking his nose. He speaks like a pro on the Steel Toe Show. He's making a mess and everyone knows. Ready or not, he already came. April is a hoe and she's snorting for fame. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. He spilled the beans. He's rooting for rage as he gets her thrice. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. He had a felony charge, but he's gonna walk. He's got a big mouth and he talks the talk. He had a felony charge, but he's gonna walk. And he talks the talk. For the toe, win for the toe. He's always a guest with Alex Stein. He's making a wish. He's taking his time. Another win for the toe. Win for the toe. Oh, hip hop dibbity dop to the wop 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 wop. Hong dong whittle dangle wang. Oh, he sang dooley mama splatting your hat. Do the poot cake.
Oh, thank you, Monograph, so much for that beautiful theme song. Welcome to the show. It's the Steel Toe Evening Show. I feel cheeky tonight. I do. I feel like a cheeky boy. Would you like to be cheeky with me? Oh, man. I love it. You know, I gotta say, I'm impervious to the cries of the anti-steel toe. I'm impervious to the cries of the anti-dramatic this evening. I don't know. When my old nemesis slash tunnel buddy brings me up, it brings a big old smile to my face. Why? Because we get to make fun of a desperate, decrepit, eroding old man. Oh, I fucked up the promo. Look at Jumpin' Jeff Farmer over here. You got me mad now. So, it's a double whammy tonight. So, I got brought up, which means I get to use it as an excuse to talk a bunch of shit. And then fucking Donkey Teeth ends up getting kind of sold down the river. And by the way, I have to say, when we go over this stuff, it is kind of like when the Keanu fight happened. The clip we're going to show tonight is, it's classic Nick Rekieta. It's triangulation. It's no sense of loyalty. It's just whatever someone tells me, I can just use it against someone else. And this time, it's old Donkey Teeth getting kicked in the dick. And, you know, quite frankly, poor Donkey Teeth could use a W, you know? Maybe the Lafayette Ragin' Cajuns basketball team had a decent year this year. I don't know. Maybe the baseball teams down there, they're doing pretty well. Because old Donkey Teeth is really at a rough 24 hours. Me, I'm feeling great. I haven't been home since the morning show. I had a hell of a day, boys and girls. And we do. We have a dramatic show for you today. We got lots of laughs. We get to make fun of people. I'm sure we're going to have 5 or 6 people in our chat melting down and losing their mind. And secret between you and me, I think I love that part the most. So, I have not been home for hours and hours and hours because, and I realize now in the YouTube chat when I set up the streams earlier today, I used an unfortunate phrasing, but I don't feel bad about it because the person who pointed it out should feel like a fucking creep. My daughter has they're doing like a wax museum thing for the end of the school year. And for her wax museum creation, she needs a microphone, and I got microphones up the ass, figuratively speaking, in this house. So she said, Dad, I need you to run me a microphone, and I need you to run me my 2 long pink socks. And I said, okay, I'll grab those, and I'll meet you after school, and we'll hang out for a little bit, and I'll bring you your stuff. And so we all hung out for a while, and then I had to get back here. And I get back here, and I look at the chat, and someone goes, "Bah, bah, pink socks." And now usually that would just be a lame joke, and it's my 11-year-old, you fucking creep. The hell's the matter with you? Everyone knows you don't make those kind of jokes about an 11-year-old. You give them cocaine. You blame it on me and the nanny. That's what happened last night. So a couple things happened last night. Nick devalued himself greatly. Apparently, it's all over. Nick did the thing you do in 2025 when it's all over and you've got nowhere else to go. He went on the BYB podcast, which unanimously myself, Jesse P.S., Keanu C. Thompson, probably a couple people, mutually see as the worst podcast in existence. I don't say that with any kind of joy. It's just somebody's got to occupy that space, and, you know, the galloping gimp, he has to take that spot. So Nick went on there, and the reason being is really sad, actually. It does make me, I'm like Idubbz. In my 30s, I learned empathy. He has run out of people to talk to that think he's cool. He was talking to some OnlyFans trollop over the weekend. And like he was trying to talk about some heavy shit. And she's like, hold on, someone gave me $5. I got to shake my pussy at the camera. So that was a real hard-hitting Walter Cronkite, Larry King, 2020, 60 minutes kind of a deal going on there. And then like Melton and all them secretly laugh behind his back and pretty much to his face at this point. He knows that he's pretty much a sideshow to them. I laugh at him on a regular basis. Kino Casino, Jesse, Meme Copium, Sean, Kurt's kicking his ass and that's burning him up. Like everybody's just busy just picking apart this carcass of a guy who does about 1,000 viewers at a time now, which by the way, we did on Monday. So we're, right there. And this guy used to do, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people at a time. So now everybody's just picking at his carcass. And he's like, God damn it, I'm a loser everywhere I go. Everyone says I'm a piece of shit. So he goes, I'll go on the BYB show. Because Nick looks at the BYB guys, and to his credit, he goes, these are about the saddest sacks of shit I could possibly think of in existence. They'll think I'm cool. And of course, like Derek, if somebody talks to him, it doesn't even have to be on a podcast. If he's just having a conversation with a person, I mean, if you ever talk to Derek, like off the air, you can get whatever you want out of him. Shoe shine, blowjob. You can't get a footer, obviously. Let's not be mean. But you can get just about anything out of the guy. He's not a guy people want to be around. So he'll believe anything you say. So he's perfect for Nick to just serve his salad plate full of lies and manipulation and dog shit. Because I think he thought that the picture stream was going to work, and that was a disaster. But you go talk to Derek, and Derek will make you feel like $1 million because he ain't got anybody to talk to. All of his co-hosts leave. I mean, think about it this way. BYB is so fucking bad that Granny had to leave because it was bad for his image. I wish that was a joke. If you're laughing, it's purely at the reality of it all. So we got some clips for that. In one of the clips, he decides that me and maybe the old nanny he alluded to. Now, Nick does this chicken shit coward thing where if you confront him like a man, he can go, boy, I never said that. He's a scaredy cat. But he alluded to, he intimated, it's the implication, that the former nanny and I may have planted more drugs inside of his house. Oh, Nicky boy, I got news for you, pal. The day I left that place, I set my watch and I go, it's either going to be an arrest or dead. One of the that's the only way this is ending. And for a while there, I'll be honest, I didn't think the arrest part was happening. But I think the cops may have gotten in there and saved their life with all the potential dealing and freebasing and, DMT and all the crazy shit that was going on. So I got implicated, and that made me happy because I went, ooh, fun. I get to play. And, I've been making fun of Nick Rekieta successfully and setting him off and getting his goat and taking years off of his life over and over and over for the last year plus for one reason only. I'm really enjoying myself. So whenever he brings me up, I take it as carte blanche. So we'll do that a little bit later today. The other thing he did was confirmed another Aaron story. Another win for the toe. Remember we've been making fun of this stupid jackass because of when you have a certain stress level here, instead of being an adult and either cutting stress or learning how to fucking deal, you can do cocaine and it brings your ability to handle stress here. Right. This coming from a guy who, when he was stressed out on cocaine, would beat himself senseless. And he'd march around like a colonial soldier, just bopping himself in the head. Like, those monkey statues that play the cymbals? Kind of like that, but with his dome. That kind of thing was going on. So he confirmed another Aaron story. And, every day, like the body cam notes, Mama K on Keno Casino, every day these people confirm more and more steel toe stuff. They confirm more and more Aaron stuff. And, I get to brag a little bit more and say, I told us so. I've been right about everything. And I was watching Meme Copium's show from today. And old Meme, I got to give Meme credit because Meme was one of the first guys who said, we all say take Aaron with a grain of salt, but really the guy's been right about everything. Now, I understand why a lot of people don't want to back off the take him with a grain of salt thing. I don't know if you notice it, but when I feel like when I'm feeling it, I can be a bit much. I can be, some would even say, a bit of a dick. I know, right? I can't believe it, but people say that, and they're entitled. But Meme Copium said, I don't know if we can really say it. He was one of the first guys to go, I don't think we can really say that anymore. I think Aaron, like everything he says checks out. So like Meme was saying that, he's like, everything Aaron says checks out. Everything Aaron says turns out to be true. And he goes, but is he a reliable narrator? It's like, Meme, I love you. And I love Meme. Meme's one of my favorites. But Meme, listen to yourself. You're talking out of your New Zealand asshole or Australian, whatever he is. Whatever, that whole part of the world is just one. It should be just a nuclear testing ground. But anyway, he goes, well, can he be a reliable narrator? Yes, you just said everything I say turns out to be true. That is the very reality, the definition of a reliable narrator, Meme. Keep up, or I'm going to take you golfing. All right, let's get into some shit today. Let's do some things. I don't want to just jump right into the drama. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm fired out of a cannon. I'm really excited. Let's go to, Dad Vet's, he's very upset with me today. I really want to have some fun with that. Funeral director with $2 says that AI intro song is so shite. Hate AI music. I get it. I understand. But it was a gift from Monty. It was a gift from Monty. I like that. Redbird with $2 says, Tunnel Buddy, please elaborate. Dad Vet with $2 says, how did April go from you letting her as your wife bang Nick whenever she wanted to you calling her a hoe in your theme song? It comes across like you're just extremely hurt she picked Nick over you. First of all, she picked drugs over all of us, stupid. Try to follow the story. Second of all, Monograph made me a wonderful song. And a woman who basically ignores 8 children combined to do a shitload of drugs instead, I don't think deserves a lot of your sympathy. What did Jesse call it last night? The hoe pass? Or whatever he called it. A lot of you guys, you're blinded by mid chicks. No offense. But this is where I think Nick deserves a little sympathy, or he deserves a break. She was right there, ignoring, abusing, abandoning. All right? So you don't have to sit there. Like, Dad Vet, she ain't knocking on your door anytime soon, sweetheart. Okay? You don't have the prescriptions. So let's calm down. Let's stop with the, let's stop with the white knighting and all that shit and realize that sometimes multiple people are worthy of your disdain. And also, respect Monograph. The man crossing Monty is a goddamn curse. I'm telling you that right now. All right, let's get into a few things, and then we'll set all you people off all over again in just a little bit. Thank you very much. 185 away from tonight, and of course, we have, 60 left from Monday morning? Thank you very, very much. So this Jonathan Joss thing, this has taken a weird turn. And, you know, I kind of gaslit myself last night when we talked about the Jonathan Joss deal. Remember when I told you that something fucky happened and Jonathan Joss has been having a mental breakdown and he's been having serious mental issues? And then we did the TMZ story and they were like, no, this is like an anti-LGBTQ thing. Jonathan Joss is married to a dude. It's Pride Month. His neighbor's a hateful sumbitch, and he killed the guy. Okay, I'm willing to go with that. Well, then today I read a couple more articles confirming what I originally told you, and I kind of felt like I got sold a bill of goods. So Jonathan Joss, if you don't know, he played John Redcorn. Redbird with a good point with $5. He says, oh no, you don't get to criticize anyone for giving a Minnesota Six a pass. Look, I learned. I'm trying to share my intelligence with Dad Vet from my own bad beats, but he's too busy simping. So Jonathan Joss, the voice of John Redcorn from King of the Hill, he got shot to death. Very sad, very tragic. But the story behind it has kind of been obfuscated a little bit by the media, by the press. It turns out actually what happened here was he'd exhibited threatening and bizarre behaviors for years before this final confrontation. Now, remember, yesterday we heard they found their dog's skeleton or their dog's skull, and they went apoplectic and they were losing their minds. And then the neighbor comes by and mows them both down gangland style. Like, see, I got your dog and I'll get you too. Apparently, that's not the whole story. Police showed up 40 times over recent years to check on him after concerned neighbors were calling in. In January, he and his wife, now I did not know this part yesterday. Jonathan Joss's wife is actually a woman that I believe he married when she was a woman who now says that she's a man. So go figure that one. Apparently he and his wife burned down their own home after starting fires indoors. So this was not just like a gay dude found his dead dog, lost his mind, and then got shot by some crazy homophobe. Apparently, Jonathan Joss had serious mental health problems. The cops had been to his house 40 plus times. And recently, they'd burned down their house by just starting fires inside like lunatics. Now, Andy No, over on Twitter, says leftists and TQ plus activists are spreading lies about his death being a targeted queer hate lynching. The woke left are exceptional at hate crime hoaxes and exploiting every incident to increase their political power or to justify violent reactions. This story just took a very, very psychotic turn. And now I don't know what to say. Like, now I don't know what to, like, could this have still been like a homophobic slang? I suppose. But when you're dealing with two people who just burned their own house down and they've been psychotic for years and very well known to the community as Looney Tunes, what really did happen? And why did we jump to the conclusion that it was some kind of anti-LGBTQ plus thing? Was it because it's June? Was it Pride Month? Was it a good story? Is this what happens when BMW doesn't change their logo to a rainbow? We got to make something up. It's really, really strange. And it's also very sad because, you know, when you have people that, you know, they exhibit these problems, they exhibit these mental health issues, and they don't have anyone in their life who can intervene or get them to go anywhere or anything like that, that really does, it's really tragic. Because somebody probably could have helped this guy, but if, you know, he's married to a woman who's now a dude. So it's not like all the synapses are firing there either. So these two just kind of lived in this mental health spiral, and there was nobody there to pick them out. Still doesn't explain the shooting, though. So now people in the neighborhood are starting to go on social media, and they're starting to tell their story. This Sammy Velma woman says, I lived across this man for years. He started gunfights constantly, like the OK Corral. He's just Wyatt Earp out there. He's Johnny Ringo. And he burnt down his own house trying to make a meth lab inside. Okay, this is not as good of a story for the media as LGBTQ plus attack on Pride Month. He constantly threatened his surrounding neighbors and played victims when cops came. Many neighbors have video proof of his torment. He used to throw bricks through my window. That can't be cheap to fix. And tore several of our mailboxes down. He was armed when he was shot and killed, and no one on that block ever yelled homophobic slurs at him. It's all a lie from his husband for sympathy. See, now that is a story worth hearing about, because that's not one that we're all hearing. So the murder of what started as the murder of Jonathan Redcorn, the guy from King of the Hill, and people are like, oh, I loved King of the Hill. I like John Redcorn. Oh, that's too bad. That's sad. It's now turning into this weird psychotic who done it, who's the bad guy, so on and so forth. Yeah, Power Windows says it's because the gay stuff is lacking this month. They needed gay shit to push on us. Let's watch how we say that. I was saying that yesterday to SP. I'm like, doesn't this month feel a little less gay this time around? And she said, not when you're here, babe. I said, you dirty dog. Sorry. It's fun to me. See, how do you get so filled with vitriol at this show? How do you get so angry and hostile and everything? I hate you. Why do you pick on my poor Nicky boy and this and that? We're sitting here shit-eating grin, having a good time. You need to lighten up. I think we might need to commit you just for fun. Like, maybe we could save you from being the next John Redcorn. Might be trying to help. But I don't know, man. If you're in the cast of King of the Hill, I know they're rebooting the thing in August. I want to make sure your life insurance is paid up. They're dropping like flies. Somebody protect Mike Judge. Redcorn's gone. Dale's gone. I mean, really, they got Judge. They got Pamela Adlon. Who else? Who else is left in that cast? Let's go to Rusty Grammer. He says, if you're still sweeping for little Nicky, that's on you. Don't bring this on me. I'm knocking down my hayfield from an AC tractor after a full day's work. Y'all unemployable unfuckables need Jesus. Well, I think their obsession with me won't let them laugh at the funny shit we do to make fun of this fucking degenerating loser. So all they have is anger. All they have is angst. That's all. It's too bad. Let's go to Pool Scam Sam. Says your girl Kiki is Team Chad now on MLC. Really? Hold on a minute.
Wow.
All right. I like that. I like everybody getting along. I like everybody, having fun, having a good time. Shit, I'm Team Chad. I hope Chad Zumach does really well. I think people have been picking on him. I don't think it's fair. I don't think that's right. When I started picking on Chad, all of a sudden I had people in my DMs. I had like Frank Pellegrino and Chrissy and Carl in my DMs, people I'd never talked to before. Oh, yeah, you got to keep going on Chad. Oh, yeah, you got to keep attacking Chad. Oh, did you know this about Chad? Oh, you should talk about this thing about Chad. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And it's funny with these same people, the minute they need something or the minute they think you might be vulnerable, they go ahead and try to do something to you. Now, the nice thing with Carl is he's so fucking embarrassing and club-footed and Bucky Beaver-toothed and an abortionist that you can just kind of flick him off your shoulder and giggle at him. It's kind of easy. But, yeah, when I started making fun of Chad, all these other people, you catch the most flack when you're right over the target. And I think Chad should be kind of complimented because clearly Carl and Frank and all these other people, they feared him at that time. They feared something about him Because you don't encourage a dog pile because you don't feel threatened by someone. And I'll say this. I've been making fun of people in front of a microphone for so long. I don't need a fucking team. I don't need a crew. I cut these people to pieces. I smile, wave, and I move on. That's what I do. These other people, I think the minute you start getting mad and you start forming posses and you go, I'm going to get this guy, you lost. Right there, you just took the L. Guy like Chad, he just keeps spinning around in circles with a machine gun, just over. He doesn't aim, nothing. Just keeps firing at people. Something admirable in that. He also took on the entire podcast world just like me, still standing. Good for him. So if him and Kiki are pals, I think God is smiling on all of us tonight. Salvatore with $5 says, you ever think Vern Gagne really hated that guy he killed and just kayfabed people to think it was Alzheimer's? That's a good point. If you don't know the story about Vern Gagne, the former owner and creator of the AWA, Vern Gagne body slammed a guy in the old folks' home he lived in and killed him. He was like 90 years old. There was an 80-some-year-old in there. Vern Gagne said something like ding, ding, and then picked the guy up and body slammed him and just broke his body. Like, he just broke him. He smashed an old man on the ground, and he broke him like a candy jar, and the guy died. And they said, well, you know, Vern Gagne's got dementia. Yeah, it's a very sad thing, and you know, we're really sorry to the family and everything else. And, you know, it's interesting. That's a good point. I've never heard anyone say that before. Maybe Vern Gagne was just totally fine. And perhaps he just really hated that guy, and he was just in character as a great performer and pro wrestler, and he faked the dementia and killed the dude. I don't know. Rusty Grammer says, I actually think it would be cool if Chad co-hosted one week. Well, maybe one time, you know? Maybe one time. I don't know if a weekly thing would work out before the two, for the two of them. McBuster says, did Chad really fuck Bedabbler's current girlfriend before Tukey did? If that's true, I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world, is it? I mean, so what if she fucked Chad? Everybody, look, chances are, unless you're like in high school, whoever you're fucking, they fucked somebody else before. So, I mean, if she fucked Chad Zumach, I mean, he's a working comic, right? Maybe she's a big Nick Swardson fan. Maybe Tukey's girlfriend couldn't get with Nick Swardson, and so she settled for the opening act, you know? At least Tukey knows he's got a girl who, you know, has a plan and knows how to adjust on the fly. That's an admirable quality. I don't know what the bitching's about. I don't get it. Rusty Grammer says, I mostly want Chad for the fuck you, Aaron sound drops.
Fuck you, Aaron. Fuck you, Aaron.
What's my other one?
Fuck off. Fuck you.
And by the way, those are tributes. Thank you very much for the $5, Salvatore. 180 away from today's goal. That's 180 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much for your generosity. So far, women are 4 out of the 5 top spots. We got to make this right. Women, 4 of the top 5. That is something. We got Crunchy at 52, Diane at 50, Miss Tay at 45, Wally World at 40. Poolscam Sam says, Chad sold your ex-wife's book. Have a spot. Why? We're having fun. I'll sell what's my ex-wife's book titles? Something about like Raise Your Kids Right or something like that. You know what? Maybe I should have sold a few of my ex-wife's books to Nick. That might have helped. Because I believe Ashley wrote one book called Don't You Dare Put That Up Your Daughter's Nose. And it was at the time when Ashley wrote that book, I think she thought it would play to a very niche audience. She wasn't so sure that would be a really successful children's book. But I think people found it just as useful as a parent as for a child. Down in Colombia is where that powder grows. Don't you dare put that up your kid's nose. I think that's how the book starts. I don't. I know you're afraid that her waistline will grow, but don't you dare put that up your kid's nose. It's really kind of a funny book about a serious subject. She's talented that way. I know her fit is in an ADHD throw, but don't you dare put that up that kid's nose. I think I remember the book from memory at this point. This is why I'm better at this than anybody else. It's because it doesn't have to be serious. You laugh, you have a good time, you move on. I'm trying to teach the internet how to be a real person. I'm bringing the outside world to you guys, and I know you get angry about it, but stick around with the guys who have been in the country for a while. They'll help you out. I know you got your pride, but you're gay and nobody in the real world likes you. So let us try to help you. That's all I'm saying. All right, we got the John Redcorn thing done. Ooh, we've got, this is actually one of my favorite stories today. We didn't get to this in the morning show. Did you know that Austin Powers was a documentary? Mike Myers, no shit, is a CIA member. He's affiliated with the Central Intelligence Agency. And the way we learn, do you know, I want to see if anybody's been following the news today. Do you know where that news came from? Do you know how we learned that Mike Myers, Austin Powers, is part of the CIA? And by the way, no bullshit. We're going to show you the whole thing. I just want to know how many of you were reading today, how many of you were following this stuff, and how we know that Mike Myers is a CIA, that Austin Powers is an intelligence agent. Yeah, people are saying MTV. Nope. He is Canadian. Yes, 09 Canyon. But the CIA trained fucking Bin Laden. You don't have to be an American. Not at all. Wow, nobody. Boy, that Diddy trial. Oh, there you go. Ryobi got it. Diddy, question mark? Yes, the Diddy trial. I actually think that Diddy trial is being hurt from the fact that you can't televise federal trials. So they can't actually televise the Diddy stuff. So we all have to hear about it secondhand, and people just don't have that kind of patience. Well, sure enough, as Roots and his friends like to say, it has been revealed in the Diddy Party trial that Hollywood actor Mike Myers was affiliated with the Central Intelligence Agency. Daily Mail states a former personal assistant to Diddy revealed she had once arranged a private and confidential CIA tour for Canadian actors Mike Myers, a visit that included direct contact with Secret Service agents, CIA staff, and government officials. Myers reportedly toured the CIA's headquarters in 2009, dined with agents, and expressed personal thanks for their service. His mother, the report notes, had security clearance with the British Royal Air Force during World War II. So Austin Powers was indeed an intelligence asset at one point. Let's listen to this quick clip covering the Diddy. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he wasn't doing that. We don't have any proof that Mike Myers was sucking anybody off at a Diddy party. We have no evidence that this actually happened. There's Roots throwing up the show. Show enough, Playboy. Shit. I thought of, I shouldn't think of Roots, but I thought of like Roots-like people today. I had my music on shuffle, and a little Dobie Gray came on. And I was like, this is like shit people, like old people from Chicago, like, you know? I like Dobie Gray. And not just Drift Away, by the way. You got to go deep, you know? Like, people think Van Morrison, and they go, oh, Brown-Eyed Girl. No. No. Domino. You got to go Van Morrison. You got to go Domino, not Brown-Eyed Girl. But, there was a little Dobie Gray on, and I was like, people like Roots probably dig this shit. And then that put me on a kick that included Steve Miller Band and Joe Cocker. Just got weird. I was driving out in the country. I was going to bring my kid the microphone and the socks, and I was just cruising through looking at a bunch of fucking wheat fields. I was like, you know what? We'll go back in time a little bit for this one. Das Optic Nerve says, Roots, now Aaron has a crush on you. I don't, though. I don't. We're making things up. This is irresponsible. We don't need to be doing this. Roots says, he's not wrong. He's just gay. Well, then you're right there with me. If you're saying I'm not wrong and that's good music, then you and I handcuffed together in gayness, brother. That's not the first time I've said that to a man. Wait, what? All right, let's get into the Rekieta stuff, shall we? Nick Rekieta basically died yesterday. I'll be honest, he made it longer than I thought he would. But he died. And when you die, when God decides that you have to go to hell, that purgatory is too good for you, he puts you on something called the BYB podcast. It's a podcast by a man who can't read no diving signs. He has a revolving door of co-hosts. They leave because he's god-awful, or they die, unfortunately. And so now he's basically got, like when it's like the middle of August and your baseball team is just riddled with injuries and you're bringing guys up out of single A. That's about where Quad Father is. So Quad had Nick on, and, Nick now is basically, like when wrestlers get really old and they go back to the indie scene and they have to wrestle at like county fairs? BYB is the county fair. So this is like him getting the Junkyard Dog. And he's like, wow, Junkyard Dog, this is great. But it's 2012. So you're like, all right, it's like the Junkyard Dog can come in, but he weighs like 300 pounds. He can do a couple chops, a couple of punches, bark like a dog, then he's gassed. He's done. So Nick went on BYB, and I will give Nick this. He went on BYB, and he went on his PR spin tour, and he gives BYB the same energy that he gives, if he's going on a real show. So he didn't make him feel cheated. And here's the other thing. They're both getting something out of this. Nick doesn't have to go hang out with his kids, which is where he doesn't want to be. And Quad Father gets to feel like he's doing a show. So this is actually a nice thing for both of them. And Nick has so run out of room, and people think he is so rancid and so trash and so awful, that the only people who think he's cool are people who hate Steel Toe, and those are the ones who try to protect Nick by going, why are you still talking about him? Because it's fun. And it gets his goat, and it pokes him, and I like it. What can I say? I like a good time. So it's either Steel Toe people or people who are so desperate for views, they'll just pretend Nick's a cool guy. So Nick's kind of doing the equivalent of, in high school, going to sit with all the nerds with bowl cuts and disabilities, and he's going to make all them laugh. And yeah, it's not the cool kid table, but they'll look at him as the king of the misfits. It's actually kind of a good deal for him. And it only cost him selling Wil Herren, old donkey teeth, down the river. Now, Will likes to paint himself as a paragon of journalistic virtue, when really he's just a hopeless alcoholic with donkey teeth who's luckily employed by another guy who drinks too much, and he keeps Will around as a drinking buddy. So he can basically point at Will. Jim Parker can basically point at Will when Jim's wife goes, I think you drink too much. And he'll point to Will, his big old donkey teeth. And he'll go, no, honey, that guy drinks too much. And Will's pissing on himself and trying to interview someone. It's, like Tommy Kramer. So Nick basically spills to the BYB boys. Because remember, the one thing Nick can't stand is when people don't allow him to control them. When he loses their control, he loses control. This is why he still is very upset with the old toe. This is why he blew up at Keanu and showed his true colors. That's how Nick treats women. This is why now this Mama K lights Nick up so bad, because she's doing the one thing that Nick despises, that all liars hate, when you call them a liar. So Mama K called him out and said, hey, shithead, I'm the one who took those body cam notes. Those pictures you're showing are not from the body cam. You're lying. And he went off on her. He told her to die. I mean, look, you can say what you want about, Steel Toe, I don't think you're nice to women. I'm a hell of a lot better than this guy. Holy shit, he's telling women they should die, you stupid fucking cunt, all of this stuff, all because these women don't agree with him. That's it. That's their only sin. So he goes on BYB and he starts trying to spin the story like Quadfather is going to be the Goebbels that ends up somehow absolving him. Like everybody online thinks this guy's a liar unless they've got the broom or they hate me. I'm that fucking powerful. So Nick is going to convince the BYB guys. And when he convinces the BYB guys and they strap on the balldo just like Wil, he's going to be set. You know, they're like Steiner's column. They're going to push back the Soviets. So Nick sells out Wil Herren and then reveals that he got information from Wil on Mama Kay so he could go and manipulate her in court. The worst part is this guy doesn't realize how fucking Dennis Reynolds he is, and he just blurts this stuff out loud, not realizing you sound like a manipulative creep. So Mama Kay said yesterday on Kino Casino, Nick gave her the ick immediately. She's creeped out by him. He exudes a dark aura. Let's take a listen to Nick on BYB. And this, by the way, this is the guy I know. I love seeing the world get to know the guy I knew. Triangulating, scheming, scamming. Be careful if you tell this guy anything, because he'll let everybody know as soon as he feels like he can get himself out of any kind of trouble. He will sell your information down the river if it can get him out of a tight spot. Here's Nick talking to the BYB boys about Kay.
Is Kay or whatever, the Lady Kay, or that woman is fucking baddie. I sat and talked to her because she came to every hearing.
Oh, the lady that like Wil Herren had come out to all the trial.
Yeah, she's
no trial. Sorry, no trial. Omnibus hearings and whatnot.
Yep, and she's legit.
Quad, I know it's your show, and usually you wouldn't say this to a host of a show, but you're unnecessary. Just kind of, in fact, you know what? Go off the screen. You're not needed right now. It's the Nick show.
Legitimately fucking, that woman is certifiable. She needs help.
Now, remember, every time Nick says something or makes an accusation, he's talking about himself. He's the king of projection. Certifiable, needs help. I don't think anybody would argue that's Nick. Just like all the lies he's told about the cocaine testing, all the lies he's told about the cops touching the hair. He's still doubling down on that one. Usually it's Nick not being able to live with something in himself and projecting. You know, he made fun of those like Jack Murphy and the cut guys. He was a cut guy. Me, he's like, Aaron ain't my goo. Now, it's obviously not true. Anybody with half a brain doesn't believe it. However, what we could believe, another Nick projection. Possibly. I hope not, because I don't want anybody leave my goo. Put it in the Smithsonian. No, I don't need a guy getting my goo in his beard. That's why his beard always smelled like chlorine. God damn it. All right, continue on.
But like I sat down to talk to her. I was very kind and very polite because
I was very kind, very polite. Now go watch Lady K on the Kino Casino. She said from the first second he sat down next to her, he was trying to use her background and her past to manipulate her. She said immediately, and people can just sense that shit. The problem with Nick is he's very brazen and manipulative, but he ain't very bright. The drugs have fried his brains. So he feels like he's playing 4D chess. Meanwhile, what everyone else sees is, this motherfucker's trying to manipulate me? What is he, retarded? So Lady K saw through it right away. Mama K saw through it right away. Started as Lady K, now she's Mama K. What word are we using? At any rate, he sits down next to her. Now, he's about to say that he's taking information that he got from Wil Herren. So Wil Herren, Mr. Journalist, Mr. I'm being fair, K is my source and I'm protecting my source. He's going back to Nick and telling Nick all this private shit that Mama K has told him so that he can be a good balldo washer. What a fucking piece of shit.
Picture of her coming out of the courthouse because I knew that's what she wanted to do to us.
Wait, go back. I took a picture of her coming out of the courthouse.
Outside and waited, and I took a picture of her coming out of the courthouse because I knew.
I went outside and waited and took a picture of her coming out of the courthouse because I knew that's what she wanted to do to me. Now, this woman hasn't taken a picture of him. This woman has not filmed him. Nothing. So Nick is telling this lie, because Derek's kind of fucking stupid and he'll believe it, that he wants you to believe that he went outside, took a picture of Mama K / Lady K, because he knew that that's what she wanted to do to him. You see, guys, it was a preemptive picture. He's not a creepy asshole who lashes out at women when he can't get what he wants. He's just really fucking smart.
That's what she wanted to do to us.
And like, look at this dipshit down here. Like, I feel bad for this guy. You know this guy's going to believe anything as long as there's a sloppy Joe at the end of it. Like, this poor hapless bastard. He's just saying, oh, really, Nick? You knew that? You got, like, ESP or something. Oh, my God. I would have never put that together, Nick. You must be one of them MK Ultra fellers. And this guy, he doesn't want to be here. His wife nags him a lot. Derek probably met him on a Discord somewhere, and he went, you want to do my show with me? And he didn't put show in quotes like he should have. So now this guy's trapped doing this, but like, what else are you going to do? So Nick says, I went to go take a picture of Mama K because I knew she was going to take one of me. It's, you know, the way 9-year-olds explain a fight to you.
And she like kind of fucking lost her mind about it. And I was like, you know, too bad. Like this is
fair's fair, right? You take pictures of me, I take pictures of you. That's how it goes.
And so
again, Derek, you're not needed here. That's not let him take the junkyard dog. This is what you paid the appearance fee for. Let JYD bark.
But
see, like Derek's eating this shit up. Like Derek is not an inquisitive journalist with like a skeptical mind. He's like, oh, Nick Ricada's on my channel. Yeah, take a picture of her, Nick, before she can take a picture of you. That's what I would have done. I'll be honest. Nick picked his marks perfectly. He picked Wil Herren as a mark. I'll give him that. He picked Derek as a mark. I'll give him that. These two hapless bastards, they'll believe anything you say.
But so then Wil Herren interviewed her after that. And he kind of let me know that she has a backstory of a lot of trauma that was associated.
So Wil Herren interviewed a woman. Promise her, you're my source. I'll interview you. We'll just put it all out there. And then Nick goes, he let me know that she has a lot of childhood trauma and stuff. So for those of you who thought old Donkey Teeth wasn't a balldo sucking, nose guarding, Janny sweeper piece of shit, another win for the toe. I told you long ago, and we have it straight from the horse's mouth. Sweep it up, Jan, sweep it up.
With an addict in her life. I think her mother or father or both. And so then I felt a little bad, right? And I
No, you didn't. You heard it and you went, oh, great, I can use that against her. Because this woman's coming to my court hearings. She's on the internet blabbing about my dark energy. And I need something that can slow her down. That's the way we know. That's how this guy thinks. So Wil Herren, that's a violation of journalistic ethics, if you ask me. Just telling people dirty little secrets about your source so that you can... Will, shame on you. What would Jim Parker say about that kind of behavior? That's just not to be done, young man. I mean, when you've got the good donkey and the bad donkey on your shoulder and they're whispering to you through your bicuspids, what do they say to you, man? Listen to the good donkey. Well, anyway, Will gives Nick all this information on poor Mama K. And Mama K's tougher than you think, so she can handle it. And she's got this guy's ass. She's got both of their numbers, Will and Nick. She's got them right in the palm of her hand. So Nick's desperate. So Will goes, hey, buddy, I got some info for you. Do you want it? I mean, I got to finish covering this Lafayette University women's basketball game. But after that, I got the good stuff.
I tried to empathize.
You know, Wil Herren is kind of like, you know the guy in Happy Gilmore who yells jackass to distract Happy? And then he thinks him and Shooter McGavin are buds. And Shooter's like, yeah, get the fuck away from me. Just I'll see you when I see you. Nick is Shooter McGavin. Will's the guy in the bucket hat. He just doesn't know.
And so...
And by the way, Will, you see how Nick's already starting to tell your dirty little secrets? I hope you didn't tell him too much, kid. I hope you didn't let him in on, like your your alcohol dependency issues. I hope you didn't cry to him when you were drunk or anything like that. I hope you really didn't give him too much, kid, because when his fat's in the fire and it'll be useful to give out some of your info like he just did, it'll happen. You know, the difference is, Will, at least I'll look at you right in the eye and say, don't fucking trust me, because I don't give a shit about you.
The next hearing that she showed up at, I said, hey, like, I think we got off on the wrong foot.
Well,
I kind of came.
That's usually what people say when they get their ass handed to them.
I'm off a little aggressive. I'm sorry. People are coming at us and I don't know who anybody is. And so I sat down and tried to hear her story.
By the way, people aren't coming at you, motherfucker. You got busted in a degenerate home full of drugs, guns, and children, and your daughter tested positive for coke. People aren't coming after you. They're making value judgments, dickhead. Stop playing the victim. Child.
And she's just telling me, like, she's really concerned about my kids. And I'm like, look, I got to tell you, my kids are actually in really good shape.
You don't know that yet. First of all, you've never been a particularly attentive father. No offense. I mean, if we're just laying it out there, you're dog shit. So your judgment is not to be trusted. She comes from a family similar to yours, and she's telling you that as a child who grew up that way, there's trauma that you don't know about. Technically, this woman's got a lot she can educate you on if you would listen instead of trying to use her background in trauma to manipulate her.
It was very traumatic. It was traumatic to go through this, and I fucking hate that I caused it. Like, I really do.
It's
but
just that you think the drugs were cool.
Now. It happened. So
there's nothing I can do about that now. It happened. That's a winning attitude right there. So Nick now went from that to, on Twitter today, he's saying that cunt should die. Basically wishing death on Mama K. He went from, I understand your trauma. We got off on the wrong foot. And that's Nick. Nick only comes to someone hat in hand when he feels like he can get an upper hand. He's like, I understand your trauma, but my kids are okay, and blah, 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 blah. And then Mama K goes, I think I'll decide for myself. I'm not so sure about that. Well, fuck you, bitch. I hope you die. We were in a very loving and sexual relationship for a very long time. So that didn't go so well. Then Mama K goes on the casino. She felts the shit out of him. Jesse P.S. goes on his show, and he says, I have an idea. Keanu and I are going to contact the Quadfather, and we're going to get on the show while Nick's on there. Now, if Quadfather knew anything about anything, he would have had Jesse and Keanu ready to go. He would have had Jesse and Keanu on the show with Nick. It would have been gold, but he's got no fucking balls. Look at this. He bent to the balldo. This is the DMs from between Quadfather and Nick. You see, he sends Nick the link. And then Nick goes, if Jesse or Keanu show up, I'm out. And then Quad gives him the, okay, buddy. Thumbs up, buddy. I'll make sure that the bad pot awful man and the girl you're scared of don't show up. If they show up here, I'm out. I'm out. 383 Novocaine with $1 says, smash or pass. You meet a girl at the bar, bring her home, and when you take her pants off, she is wearing Depends. What do you do? Smash or pass? Is there shit on them? No, you know what? No, pass. Pass. I asked the wrong question. Pass. Pass is what I say. Oh, look at this. The Jannies. We got a couple of Jannies left. Most people are just shitting all over the guy. But you got Mersh is a very loyal Janny. I will say that. He sweeps it up. I got bad news for you, Mersh. There ain't no more coattails to ride. I'm sorry, man. That clout train is derailed. Sorry, pal. But you know what? I bet you that lawsuit with Rumble is going to go aces. Milo told me all about it. Going to be great. Ray Peacock says, wow, Mersh has $1 to spare. High roller. Poor guy. Poor guy. You know, all he had to do was not be a colossal fuck up. Maybe I should have given him how to pull up lessons, but just eat the coleslaw, retard. You eat everything else that comes in front of you. Eat the coleslaw and stop talking. Jesse picks on me, officer. Jesse P.S. is picking on me, officer. Can you make Jesse not pick on me anymore? That would be nice. Mersh called the cops because Jesse P.S. picked on him. Can you believe that? He went to a detective, a Florida detective, because the pod awful man was picking on him. I couldn't. I couldn't do it. My lost interest says, wait, Aaron wouldn't pass on diaper girl if there's poop in the diaper? No, I said I would. Now, wait a minute. That is the opposite of what I said. All right, so we got Nick saying that maybe the nanny or me put more coke into the house. Nick, we just had to let you operate with the rope you were working with. We didn't have to put you in the gallows, pal. It's a lovely fantasy, but much like everything else you say, completely full of shit. In fact, today, Nick was still coping about the search warrant. Remember, in the body cam footage, Nick was about to cry, and he's like, you don't have probable cause. And he's like, the officer's like, so not intimidated. He's like, yeah, you know we have plenty of probable cause. We're not here on a whim. He's like, yes, you are. I hope you get gonorrhea and die. First of all, you don't die from gonorrhea. Nobody dies from gonorrhea anymore. You'd have koalas falling out of trees at a record pace if that was the case. Nobody dies from gonorrhea, you infant. So Nick, today on his show, when he's supposed to be covering trials, I guess has decided that it's very important to relitigate the search warrant. And it went about how you thought.
There is a strong sense of injustice. I still believe.
Oh, you know what? God damn. I always hate that. Isn't that crazy that around Nick, there always seems to be a swirling cloud of injustice? This poor guy, bad luck, schlep rock. If it wasn't for bad luck, the guy wouldn't have any luck at all. Everything that goes on around him just happens to be bad luck, bad information. They just didn't hear it right. If only I could DM them.
Believe that the warrant, because I believe that there was information withheld from the discovery, I believe that the warrant is invalid.
Oh, well, you know what you should do? Check it out, dude. There's this thing called a Frank's motion, right? You should file one of those, and then oh, you did that? How to denied, you say? Shit. Well, I guess the warrant was good then. At least you know.
And I don't think they had sufficient probable cause. Because if you think about it this way, and I know this is going to sound really silly.
No. It's not going to sound really silly. I'm going to prepare you guys properly. It's going to sound really fucking stupid. It's going to sound like the person who's about to say this thing should have never been allowed anywhere near a law degree or a courtroom. Now, luckily, Nick really never got into a courtroom. So, well, I mean, until he was arrested. But what he's about to say might be one of the most top 5 retarded things you've ever heard. Sorry, Mersh, cover your ears. It's going to hurt.
Think about it this way, and I know this is going to sound really silly, but if someone does cocaine on camera,
So it's not powdered donuts anymore. It's not baby formula or whatever the fuck you said it is. It's not like an April yeast infection. It's legit. It's okay. It was cocaine now. All right. Well, at least we're getting that. He admitted that Aaron was right, and he did give me the retarded cocaine stress speech. He admitted that one yesterday, and now we're admitting that we're doing cocaine on the show. All right.
Cocaine on camera. The presumption is not that there is cocaine remaining.
Yes, there always is. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of this water in my home, right? Here we go. Well, the presumption must be that there's no more water in my house. Son of a bitch. Isn't that the worst when you take your last sip of water every time you take a sip?
There's cocaine remaining, right? Like the cocaine is gone now.
No. It's not a fucking magic trick. It's not, I'm going to make this cocaine disappear. And now there's no more in the house. I believe people typically operate from a there's more where that came from kind of a premise. I can't believe this guy stayed out of jail as long as he did.
So it's if you see someone who has done cocaine.
And by the way, he's on the BYB show, and these guys are just going, He's used to talking to stupid Wil Herren, who's, he's got a cerveza in one hand. And he's sitting there going, "Aw, I got you, Nick. I hear you all the way." And Wil Herren shouldn't believe this bullshit argument because Wil Herren knows when he gets to the bottom of a bottle, there's always another bottle.
It's hard to say. It's more likely than not that you will find cocaine in their house because the cocaine that you witnessed is gone.
And there can't possibly be any more cocaine. And by the way, Nick picked the BYB boys for a reason. He needs retards to believe something this fucking stupid. And he looked at Derek and he went, "That's my guy."
Right.
Like,
and so it was a strange.
Yeah, George Floyd didn't have any fentanyl, did he?
So you remember the black guy with the drug? It really is like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest on this fucking podcast. Except there's no McMurphy. Don't you want to snort some coke, Chief?
It's a strange affectation of how drug laws are done in Minnesota, but I think really across the nation. You're punished for possession because they can't punish you for doing them.
And thank God they can't punish you for doing them. And I mean this in all seriousness, because they would have slapped your ass with a felony charge on your daughter testing positive for cocaine in a fucking heartbeat. But there was no way to prove it by the letter of the law how exactly we got there. We all have a pretty good idea. But on the letter, it's kind of like the OJ thing, We all know that OJ probably killed his wife. But we didn't prove it in a court of law.
They have to punish the commercial aspect of it. So either the sale or acquisition of the drugs or the possession of the drugs is the only thing they can regulate and therefore punish with the Controlled Substances Act. And so if it's a dumb irony that if you just do all the drugs, they can't arrest you. Like they can't charge you with anything.
Well, you didn't do all the drugs because they found another 20 grams or so. I mean, bro, just walk away. Just walk away. By the way, the comments. So I usually go to Stalin 19 for the comments because that's a pretty middle ground kind of a deal. And even BYB's own chat was like, "You guys are fucking retarded. This is awful. Pod awful one." So on, another win for the toe. You go to Stalin 19's comments and it's all just the cycle of Nick going on shows no one has ever heard of and still being clipped continues. Nick is just doing the rounds of talking to creepy internet randos until they're sick of him. A lying liar that lies and continues to lie. And the "I changed" is bullshit. That's who he always has been. He's been playing a character before. I'll admit to having been fooled. He didn't do a 180-degree turn. He was making money, but his degeneracy started dripping out. And the Stalin 19 clips in this case are fairly brutal. Fairly brutal. Fly High is trying really hard to cope, and it's not working out well. He said, and he got his kids back. Can you say the same? Yeah, I never lost mine. I pulled up. I never lost mine. So thank you for handing me a W, Fly High. I tell you, if it wasn't for my haters, I don't think I'd have anybody to make me look so good. I appreciate that. My Lost Interest says the cocaine came out of a bag numbered 4 of 4. So it had to be the last bag of cocaine. That's what it is. It had to be. Oh, yeah. People are educating poor Fly High in the chat now. Whew, that's got to be rough. Rusty Grammar says Fly High is coping hardcore. Yikes. Poor Fly High. He could just admit he's a fan. All right, that's enough balldo busting for one night. I've had my fun. Hopefully you guys have had your fun too. Hit the thumbs up, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. We're going to go into our usual fucking dumb shit now. It's just, because sometimes you feel bad almost. You're just smacking around an invalid at this point, and you're going to get a reaction out of him. I just love that he keeps raging so hard that he keeps confirming Aaron stories. Nick's kind of my best PR guy. He really is. All right, let's continue on. Let's do a show. We got Jews to talk about. I got to bring Sam Show back into the fold. Why not? Nicole says, new Sunrise production vid, but on Nick mostly this time. You know, I'm subscribed to Sunrise Productions, and I thought old Sunrise had retired, and I got a notification today that Sunrise made a video. So he's back. Somebody texting in saying, I know Mersh lives in Broward County, Florida, but damn, what a bitchy fake Florida man. I think he's actually a prissy New York Jew, I believe is where he is. All right, guys, 180 away from today. I indulged in the drama. I understand. I indulged in the drama. Let's go ahead and throw in a couple of PayPals, Streamlabs, Venmos, memberships, Rumble Rants for one reason and one reason only. It's going to make Fly High and Pool Scam Sam and all those guys very, very upset. They won't even admit it to you, but they're going to get mad. Go ahead and throw in a few bucks and let's call it a win. Crowder Wears Panties with $5 says, great segment, another win for the toe. You guys follow Crowder Wears Panties and vote with your dollars. Another win for the toe. Thank you guys so much. God, just a fun start to today's program. Let's go to Rabbi Shmuley, shall we? This doesn't, like, every time I see an interview with this guy, he's like, I think he's like the head Jew. I don't know. I don't want to say for sure if he's the head Jew in case he's not, because I don't want to give Sam Show a fucking aneurysm or hemorrhoids or stress pimples or whatever the fuck he gets when he finds out Jewish things. But this Rabbi Shmuley is like an outspoken activist. He's a Zionist. He's pro-Israel. He thinks that, you know, they ought to take this West Bank and this Gaza Strip. Well, he has a theory about how Jews should project themselves to the rest of the world. Not just Israelis, just Jews in general. Rabbi Shmuley is going to tell us exactly how he wants Jews to be seen. And I'm sure that Sam Show and Bapa Shab won't have an opinion of this one at all.
Jews have developed an insidious mental construct that we need to be loved.
What? You mean to tell me that the whole time that all this has been going on, this is you trying to get all of us to love you? What the liberty? The Kennedy assassination? The dancing on 9/11? Like that was all you wanted us to. This is the most abusive relationship I've ever been in. So Rabbi Shmuley has been saying, hey, you know all this bombing of children we've been doing? Why don't you love us? Maybe we'll start thinking no more Mr. Nice Guy.
We need everyone to like us. Now, that would be nice. Machiavelli said 500 years ago in Florence that you should want to be loved and feared. But if you have to choose, and October 7th has forced us to choose, then you need to choose being feared over being loved.
So what Rabbi Shmuley is saying, and by the way, I feel like if his name wasn't Rabbi Shmuley, I feel like if I called any Jew Rabbi Shmuley, that would instantly be seen as anti-Semitic. And yet that's this guy's name. I don't have anything else to call him. He's Rabbi Shmuley. I feel like if I called him Rabbi Hebenstein, it would be like less racist. But sure enough, he's Rabbi Shmuley. And he's saying, hey, no more Mr. Nice Jew. All right? We're out here to be feared now. Not like, how many of our presidents are you going to help kill before you get the idea that, you know, we are kind of scared shitless of you? You know, we ride on all your planes. You know, all of our world leaders and billionaires have sex with the underage girls you provide us. And here you are fucking still yelling at us. Jesus.
The Jewish people have to be feared. Hamas has to fear the IDF. Hezbollah and disgusting, poisonous, reptilian Iran has to fear the Mossad.
Great. I mean, it's that kind of rhetoric that's totally not going to get the United States driven into World War III. Thank you, Rabbi Shmuley. Thank you, Rabbi Shmuley, for your lovely insight. Jesus. Who gets, oh God, Phil Herslet. That's not very nice. Fuck this idiot. The stench of hell is, Jesus, Atomic Ray. Sam Show says, see, they want to just kill each other. Blow up the desert. I just think that Rabbi Shmuley's just getting caught up in a little bit of rhetoric, I'm going to assume. I don't think he means it. You know what? I think his blood sugar's low. And when Rabbi Shmuley gets low blood sugar, he gets a little mashuga. He's like 5 seconds away from being, well, why don't we just fucking nuke everybody? And it's like, sir, Israel's supposed to not have nukes. Everybody knows we got them from the United States. Oh, fucking great. That's the other thing. Like, Israel's really smart. When they start talking like they're going to bomb everybody and go to war with everybody, they're like that Jack, who's the kid who, like, he taunts people and then runs behind his big black security guard. He just got robbed of like $300,000 in jewelry. Not Jack. Is it Jack Doherty? I think it is Jack Doherty. You know, Israel's like Jack Doherty. They're like, we're going to fuck you up. We're going to kick the shit out of you, Iran. We're coming. Basically, like, Israel's doing this shit.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
And then they run behind us and they go, and we're bringing the U.S. with us. And we're like, whoa, what? What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, we're going to go fuck up Iran. I just told them. They're pissing their pants. What do you say? No, we're not going to fight another war for you guys. Oh, come on. I already told them. You're going to make me look stupid. So Rabbi Shmuley wants to try and drag us into another conflict in the Middle East. You know what? Maybe, just maybe, this is the one that's going to work out. Maybe I'm worrying too much. Maybe Rabbi Shmuley is correct, and like this is the one that's going to get everyone to fear the Jews. Tim Bollinger is a sweeper and a balldo guard, so let's see what complaint he has. Usually if Tim Bollinger and the other balldo guards have a complaint, that means I took their boy to school again. Yep, Tim with $1. Now I see why you don't usually play clips. We play clips all fucking day. You're terrible at it. All you do is talk over it. Yeah, because I'm funnier than the people I'm watching. I don't think Tim's very happy that we took it to his boys. I mean, Tim, just start liking better shows. Like this one. Or at least MLC, for God's sake. All right, guys, 175 away from today. Go ahead and sweep up those profits so we can call it another win for the toe. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. We'll do an extra hour tonight if we clean up all the shortages and everything. If we do it all, I'll stay on until 9 tonight, maybe 9:30, depending on how much stuff. We've got a lot of stuff tonight. We really do. So you keep knocking out goals. I see no reason not to stick it out. This morning, they knocked it out. We got off the losing streak for the morning show. Last night, you guys knocked it out. I appreciate that. So throw in a couple of bucks. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, and let's call it another win for the toe as we continue to make them seethe and scream. What do we have now? We did Rabbi Shmuley. Oh, this one. You know how the big complaint the last few years has been like all of these liberal teachers and stuff have been talking to kids too much about like trans stuff. They're saying too much thing to the kids about like, you know, hey, stop talking about, you know, girls can be boys and boys can be girls and all this other shit. Stop confusing all these children. We don't need to be talking to kids about sexuality. And look, I agree with conservatives when they say that. I think that's correct. I think that's the right point to make. However, conservatives have this weird ability to snatch a defeat from the jaws of victory. And that's why I can never fully be on their side. You know, I'm another win for the toe kind of guy. You know, I like to wrap up those W's and walk away. So when it comes to the gender thing, if your whole premise with the left is that they talk to kids too much about gender and they don't just let these kids be kids, then it's imperative upon conservatives to not go creeping on strangers and talking to their kids in shopping malls about gender and shit like that. The whole point is supposed to be, hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. It's not supposed to be, hey, let's see if we can get our messaging into the children's head before the lefties do. So this butch chick who wears dude's clothes runs into some kid at like a store or the mall, and the kid calls her a boy. And the mom loser goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Because in the age of misgendering, they're thinking, oh my God, this person's going to cry and sue me or something. They're going to mace me for a microaggression. Well, instead, we find out that this woman is kind of a butch conservative chick. But if this story is true and this really happened, I'm going to need the people on the right to tone it down just a little bit. How about we don't like stop and have big soliloquy conversations with other people's kids?
I was misgendered yesterday. A little girl at the mall, she was maybe 5 years old, sitting in a wagon, kept staring at me.
In fairness, like you look exactly like, you know, like when you're playing football and it's like 8th grade and there's that one kid and he's only like 13 or 14 years old, but he's just really big for his age. This chick looks like a 14-year-old who's just really big for his age playing football.
So I made eye contact, and she said, are you a girl or a boy? Her mom started to go, oh my God, we accept everyone. That's so rude. You can't say that. And I laughed, and I bent down on her level. And I said, that's okay. It's confusing sometimes. I'm a girl. I just really like boys' clothes. They're pretty comfy. She got all excited, and she said, I'm a girl, too. And I gave her
All right, cool. All right, see you later. This has already been way too long of a talk for a stranger to be having with my young child. We got to keep shopping. It's like, this is what I mean. Like, if you're a conservative, like, if the whole point is, hey, leave the fucking kids alone, let the parents parent them, we don't need to go, like, cross-messaging them. You know, you don't need to go into stores and be like, oh, I need to make sure I talk to these kids about only two genders and girls rule and boys drool. No, you just need to not talk to other people's kids about heavy subjects. It's not necessary.
a high five. I said, isn't it so great being a girl? I love being a girl. She said, yeah, that's my brother. He's a brother because he's a boy. So I said, you're right. Brothers are boys and sisters are girls.
Again, this isn't, I need to reiterate, if you're just joining us, this isn't a classroom. This isn't like a lesson plan that this woman is teaching. They're at like a fucking hardware store. And she's just having this conversation with a child.
There's only boys and girls. If you're born a girl, you're a girl. I was born a girl. I can almost see the release of air coming from her mother's body and just the ultimate sigh of relief that I wasn't.
I'm going to make a cultural rule right now. Before this all just gets too crazy and we start fighting a civil war over discarded penises in an operating table. Let's all just let people parent their kids. We don't need to worry about like everybody's throwing all this gender shit at 6-year-olds. And it doesn't matter if it's boy and girl or 72 genders. Stop. You're just throwing way too much shit at these kids. We have this problem where adults need to put their adult fucking traumas and judgments and worries and conceit into people who are 6 years old and just aren't ready to hear this shit yet. So, all right, yeah, I agree. When lefty teachers put a rainbow flag in the classroom and start telling kids, hey, are you the other gender? Because I won't tell your mom and dad. That's fucking evil. That's really bad. But like conservatives don't need to be having weird conversations in hardware stores with young kids going, now remember, girls rule, boys drool. There are only two genders. Like, while I know that what you're doing is not as bad as what they're doing, let's not fight a cultural battle over, like, on top of children. You know, let's not use kids as a battlefield to make a cultural point. It just gives me the ick.
Gonna be indoctrinating her child or teaching her.
And also, if the Vikings are looking for a backup offensive guard and we've got roster space, she's low to the ground, good center of gravity. This could be a good undrafted free agent pickup.
Child something that maybe she didn't want her to know. I continued to talk to the little girl about her brother and her very cute dog, who was also a girl.
Stop talking.
I said, I hope you have a great day, and I went about my business. That is how you address gender to children.
No, it's not. You go, oh, I'm sure your mommy and daddy will talk to you about that. See you later. I got to go shopping for more dudes' tank tops.
You don't. That is how you empower little girls and let them know that it's okay to be a girl who dresses however you want without having to change your gender. That is how you avoid confusing children, especially children that aren't your own, and projecting your bullshit on them because you might be offended that they use the wrong pronoun.
So anyway, hey, Mom, do you think I could get those Skittles now, or is it too late? Like, I think the store's closing. This took so long. Jesus Christ. Crowder wears panties says, don't talk to my kid, you bulldyke. Well, it's a bit, it's over the top. It really is. It's really, really over the top. Yeah, Halada Fachina says, let them be kids for fuck's sake. What kind of skid steer, says Mr. Beat. Oh. Yeah, Phil Herslit says, yeah, he talks like he was VP of sales, right? Roots Calhoun says, which way did this one go? Was it a male or a female first? Now, I think it's just it's a butch chick who likes to wear dude stuff. That's it. That's all. My Lost Interest says she proceeds to explain how to wear a strap-on. No, she was not explaining to the child. That is not what was happening. She was not explaining to the child how to wear a strap-on dildo. Shane M, the sweepers are seething today. They're upset. $5. He says, I like seeing my kids every day, but I guess 4 days a month is better than nothing. Oh, did the lying liar who lies tell you that one? 4 days a week, but thank you. And I have bad news for you, Shane. When you have divorced parents, that 50-50 thing, that is kind of how it works. Sorry, guy. Oh, Nick also said Aaron had a CPS case. Yeah, never. Never one CPS case. Candy, Ojai County was like, no, you pulled up. You got him out of there. Good for you. Don't go back. And Nick's case took about, month and a half. Took about 4 times longer than the average CPS case. It's now sealed, but the rumor has it is there's lots of rumors and whispers of abuse in it. So be interesting if that ever came out. Like say if it got leaked to somebody or something like that. Be very fascinating. But don't worry, you'd have people like Shane M and Tim Bollinger and Fly High there to baldo guard for you while we talk about the truth. It's Loaded Wrench with 2. I'm sorry, it's too easy to dunk on them. I know we were moving on. It's just I have too much fun doing it. Loaded Wrench with $2 says if Aaron had a straight hairline looking ass. Hey, wait a minute. That is not, I look nothing like that person. How dare you? 170 away from today's goal. Thank you very much. Oh, another interesting thing that I can co-sign that Mama K talked about. Mama K mentioned that Minnesota is like one of the worst states in the country for CPS. It is. It's really bad. Minnesota is one of those states where they'll give a meth head their baby back in like a week. I mean, if you get your kids taken away and they're gone for like 3 months, you really had to fuck up really bad. Like you really had to be a colossal fucking disaster. Like someone, like other state, like you were in Texas, you wouldn't get your kids back if they're taken away for 2 months, 3 months in Minnesota. In Minnesota, a meth head will get their kid back like that. It's really bad. Kay was quoting some statistics yesterday on Keno Casino. She was saying like 80 kids a year die in Minnesota in the house that CPS sent them back to. I mean, it's super fucked up. We really don't do a good job. And it's amazing because this is a liberal state that spends a fortune on health and human services. I mean, we have high taxes here too. And we still can't, I mean, it's a liberal shithole. I mean, fucking Tim Walz is the president, for God's sake. But it's just, they take so much money, and then it's so frustrating because they do absolutely fuck all with the money that they take. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's every state, Aaron. I don't know. Check out Minnesota sometime. It's a different animal. That's for sure. Hey, 170 away from today's goal, guys. What do you say? We've made a whopping $20 tonight. You know, that's kind of the sacrifice. When I do a show that I have fun doing and I enjoy, I don't make any money. If I try to pander a little bit, if I try to do a couple of things and tap dance and whatnot, even if the numbers are good, I'll make shit. We got to see. We got to see if anything happens tonight. 170 away. If you feel like you're the evening show, by the way, you're the guys who never miss. You're like the fucking murderer's row for the toe. So let's go on one of those patented evening show rallies. And let's knock out that 170 that we've got left. Let's, like Serrano, let's wake up those bats. What do you say? Yankee says, it's a liberal shithole. That's as true as it gets. Yep, absolutely. I mean, liberal shithole. They ain't lying. Uh-oh. Keanu gives a sneak preview of her Christmas e-card for the upcoming holiday season. Kiki's been on a roll lately, man. She was on Pod Awful again yesterday. She's been on a roll. She's been having some good moments. Let's see if this is another classic.
I hope you catch gonorrhea and die.
You know what? I can't wait this holiday season, somewhere between Thanksgiving and Christmas, to open up, go to my mailbox, get a playable Christmas card, and see a picture of Gino and Keanu on the front. Merry Christmas to you and yours from our family in 6. And it's 6 just scratching the shit out of Keanu's face. And then I hear this when I open the Christmas card.
I hope you catch gonorrhea and die.
Now, I also feel like I have to make a health announcement on the show here because I don't want to scare anybody. You'd have to be remarkably irresponsible to die from gonorrhea. I don't want people to think that gonorrhea is a death sentence. Gonorrhea, if you get on top of it right away, gonorrhea is not going to kill you. You know, you're going to be fine. I promise you. Do we have the video of Six the cat nearly taking Keanu's face off? I want to see that so badly. I have a still shot here. But I don't, oh shit. I wanted the actual video. Gino's cat lunged at Keanu. And almost. So for whatever reason, this cat fucking hates Keanu. Has known Keanu for years. You'd think would be used to her by now. They live together. It's Gino's cat 6. It's a fat fucking cat. I'm not a cat man, but Gino brought the cat over to Keanu during her show. And as he brought the cat over, the cat was calm. It was docile. And then it got to Keanu and it tried to scratch her fucking face off. This is just how that cat acts all the time when she comes around. She doesn't do it. She doesn't, like, as far as I know, she doesn't antagonize the cat. She doesn't try to hurt the cat. She, in fact, minds her own fucking business about the cat. And, Oh, by the way, somebody, Misery Loves Clips did send the tweet. Nick has said that Mama K should be put down. Not that she should die. She should be put down. So like a feral dog. Okay. Well, I think Keanu has something to say about that.
You catch gonorrhea and die.
Again, guys, get tested often. Get screened for, STIs and STDs and all that stuff. And, look. Make sure that you catch whatever it is early, you'll get treatment, and you're not going to die from it. And no, my lost interest, I am not promoting gonorrhea. That's not. When you barebacked on some bitch, now you feel your dick hole itch, gonorrhea. Gonorrhea. When you pick a bitch up at the mall, now there's a burning in your balls, gonorrhea. Gonorrhea. When you blew it on your tits, now now it burns real bad when you piss, gonorrhea. Gonorrhea. See? I'm not promoting it, my lost interest. I'm raising awareness. It's totally different. See, now, Jostrich says, Aaron, do you have gonorrhea? I've never had a sexually transmitted disease in my life. Never once. Never once have I've never gotten sick from sex in my life. I've fucked some things I regret. Not things, people. I mean, it's people. It's not, I shouldn't say things. People take things far too literally. But I've never gotten sick from fucking. Halada Vagina says liar. See, I can't win. No matter what happens, I'm lying. Phil Herslit says Aaron has gonorrhea. I thought he just had genital warts. None of this is true. You guys think this shit is funny when I'm down 170 on the goal? You know, I would really not mind this razzing on me having gonorrhea. I wouldn't mind this talk if we were maybe a little closer to $50 away from the goal. But so I'm not making a goddamn dime and I'm being harassed and bullied. I just can't handle it. I really can't. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. We got an hour left. We need to go on a fucking tear. Hey, by the way, the broads are fucking killing you guys. They really are. The men are being put to shame by the gals. The gals are 4 of the top 5 spots. We got Crunchy at 52, Diane at 50, Miss Tay at 45. We've got Wally World is the only guy at $40. Poor dude. Crowder wears panties with $10, says this is for the gonorrhea song, top tier content. Let's keep this train going. I really deserve more money for that gonorrhea bit. I really do. It's top-notch shit that you only get from professionals. When they send your blood to the lab and you hope it's only crabs, gonorrhea. When the girl looked like a toad, but you blew a dirty load, gonorrhea. Oh, man. You thought she had some class, so you stuck it in her ass, gonorrhea. This is not. Nothing about this is good. MSO says Crunchy is in rehab. Oh, no. I hope that's not true. I've heard MSO say things like Crunchy is dead. I've heard him say things like, Crunchy is in an insane asylum, things like that. So I don't really believe him on this one. But I hope Crunchy's not in rehab. She doesn't seem like the given up type. Oh, no, actual Steel Toe fan, you shouldn't let us know your wishful thinking, buddy. He says, your show's dying. Your pigs are drying up. I think we're going to be fine. I know you kind of let us know. You tipped your hand there. You let us know that my show completely dying is what you need. You just let me know that every time I hit go live, it's another win for the toe. And you're just here as a fan. It's got to suck. Guys, throw $50 at the toe and show actual Steel Toe fans that we've still got lots of pigs who take pity on the toe and see me as a charity case. Show them, guys. Show them I'm still the best charity case there is. I'm busting your balls. Don't get so mad. Loaded Wrench with $2 says, thought you were gonna bust her. Wait. Oh, I'm so sorry. If it's not my lines, I don't know what to do. Somebody says your show's drying up, unlike Melton's face boils. You're gonna hurt actual Steel Toe fans' feelings now. Stop it. He takes this way too seriously. He says $2. Thought you gonna bust, but her shower has rust. Gonorrhea. That's not very nice. You're trying to slip a little spitball past the batter there. I do not appreciate it. All right. Suey, let's call all the piggies home. 160 away from knocking it out today and calling it another win for the toe. What is that? What we got? I hope Aaron sees their game. Let's see. Oh, people are seething on Twitter about Gino and Keanu. Yeah, I know a lot of the Baldo guards hate Keanu and Gino because they were supposed to put the toe away and bury him, and they didn't. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. Purple Magic Johnson with 199 says the cat senses the evil aura that Kiki has been around. Is that what it is? The cat senses the aura and is going after her. Those fucking cats, man. They're sharp. Let's go to MSO. Says good old monkeypox Melton. You're going to, we're seriously going to have to put actual steel toe fan in a straitjacket if we drive him any more nuts. You guys knock out today's goal, and I don't know what we're going to do about this poor guy. He has been on a seethe rage the last week or two. I think the more L's that rack up for his boys, because he's a big Melton and Rekieta guy, and the more L's they rack up, and the more wins the toe takes, he doesn't take very well to it. All right, let's go to I got another David Mamet clip. Jesus Christ, Aaron. All right, we're 160 away. I can't be having verbal fuck-ups like that. Let's rally up. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Runs. I don't have a David Mamet clit tonight. If I did, that would be an abnormally large clit. But we watched David Mamet yesterday, the legendary playwright, on Bill Maher's show. And he was busting Bill's balls about January 6th. Well, he then went on Fox News, and what I love about David Mamet is he doesn't go on these news shows and just let these news guys set him up, and then he just gives them what they want. Like, David Mamet just goes off. In fact, I can't believe we've missed him all this time. He was on Waters Works, or whatever the fuck Jesse Waters' show is, and proving once again that sucking Bill O'Reilly's dick pays dividends later in your career. David Mamet made the rounds on Fox News after his Bill Maher appearance. And I tell you, man, the guy's been dropping gems. He's just a crotchety old guy.
And everything in the Democrats' playbook is denial, which takes all of a person's mental energy. It's no different than a dysfunctional family. If you have a family and dad is a pedophile, the problem is not that dad is a pedophile, but the problem for everyone in the family is they have to deny that dad is a pedophile. Because
no, they don't. No, the problem is dad's a ped. No, but David. All right. You ever see a guy who gets on a really big role and then he's got to do something to really fuck it up by overplaying his hand? That's what David Mamet just did. That's what David Mamet just did. He looked really good on Bill Maher's show standing up for the J6ers, and then he's like, the problem with having a pedo as a dad is not having a pedo as a dad. No, I'm pretty sure the immediate problem is the whole, pedo dad thing. That's why it's good that Melton doesn't have kids. The whole pedo dad thing. And by the way, the fact that Mr. Crybaby, I'm going to sue him, the fact that he hasn't means I'm right. David Mamet goes, it's not a problem that the dad's but yes, it is. It's having to deny that he is one. Well, don't deny it. Let's shout that shit from the rooftops.
Family and dad is a pedophile. The problem is not that dad is a pedophile.
Yes, it is. Full stop. That's the problem. Let's address it.
But the problem for everyone in the family is they have to deny that dad is a pedophile because...
Why? What is this, the Catholic Church? No, we can go ahead and call it out, David.
If they face it, the family as they know it is going to fall apart and they don't know what comes next.
You get the pedophile out of the house. That seems like a win for the toe on that one.
It's horrific. It's legitimate, but it's horrific. That's where the Democrats are now.
That's where the Democrats... So the Democrat situation that they're in right now, remember, they just lost a presidential election, and they lost the House and Senate as well, which apparently is analogous to having a father who is a PDF file. I thought David Mamet's appearance on Bill Maher was great. I thought he did an awesome job. I don't think this was part of that awesome job. A lot of people try to get really cute with metaphors. And when they try to get really cute with those metaphors, they overshoot their landing craft. Anonymous Fake Dono says, what I learned from the gonorrhea song is that you can't get it from a farm animal. Now, what the fuck? How the hell is that the lesson that I'm teaching America's youth? I'm sorry, Anonymous Fake Dono. But that's not what I was saying to you. Shane M with $5. Everything in Nick's court documents is true, but nothing in yours is true. Domestic abuse, amount of child support you pay. Actually, the amount of child support I pay is also the amount of health insurance I pay and everything else. Wait a minute. I feel like I've explained this 500 times, and you, my friend, are running out of yeah buts. Uh-oh. The classic loser's cope. Yeah, but aren't you worse? No, in fact, I'm far superior. Sorry, pal, but thank you for the $5. Tim with $1 says the show is running out of steam already. Only a half hour to go, Aaron. No, we got about 50 minutes left. I love that I'm so fucking good at this. I keep you guys here, and you also pay me. You understand, you light up my life. I watch you guys. I know you're mad. I know you're upset. I know you can't stand it. And we just all have fun at your expense. And everybody outside of your bubble, like the entire internet, would probably hate me a lot more. But they all look at you and they go, holy shit, Aaron's A-logs and haters actually make him more likable. So I do want to thank you for that. Guys, let's rally up. We've officially hit the 150 mark. Here we go. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Now we're within striking distance. Let's get some of those big drops in there and call it another win for the toe. Again, Shane M., Tim, I'm sorry. I know you probably thought that was good. I'm sorry to flip it on you like that, but honestly, you guys are so used to it by now. I mean, I probably don't even have to apologize for hurting you anymore. We've got this Wake Forest story is really something. There's a coach at Wake Forest University who got a lot of attention for his sports program, but probably not the kind that the school would want. He went on a racist rant. And, really, if you're the coach of any kind of program at any school, the rule on politics should always be shut the fuck up. Like, honestly, just shut the fuck up at that point. It's like there's no sports coach, there's no athlete who's taken a left or right stance on politics and they've gotten more popular. I don't think. Maybe not even Tebow. Not Brady. Like, none of these guys take a hardcore sports stance. Maybe you can think of one. And then everyone goes, oh, man, I love that guy. Oh, he's fucking great. It's always like LeBron pissing people off because he can't read and he insists on showing us his Malcolm X book like a kid at a book fair. It's Colin Kaepernick taking the knee. That didn't work out so well. It's just really, why do you, you're in the sports world. It's such an easy world to exist in. All you got to do is win. But for some reason, you got to interject something that's not sports in there. So the Wake Forest baseball coach just starts going on I don't know how else to say it, a homophobic rant during the baseball game. He just starts dropping homophobic slurs at his players. They catch him on tape. They're down 6-2 to Tennessee. Probably in the era this guy came up in, it was probably totally fine to call people like fags and stuff like that. Baseball was a guys kind of a sport. It was kind of like the dugout was like the locker room, and you could say whatever and talk shit however you wanted to. Now with cameras everywhere, not so much. So number 14, Tennessee, is up 6-2 on Wake Forest in the playoffs. And Wake Forest feels it slipping away already in the fourth inning, and their coach, he can't hold it in anymore.
Standing in.
I don't know how good a lip reader you are, but that was pretty easy. You're going to feel like a masterful one. Go ahead, look at your phone, look at your computer. We're going to play this one more time. I mean, sometimes you'll hear, oh, so-and-so uses a homophobic slur, and someone will say, queer. And you'll be like, that's not so bad. This guy went fucking and then hard gay F word, just right back to back. Boom.
Sure, standing in.
And look, again, it was this one. It was
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking faggot.
That's essentially what he said. Let's see if we can get it to line up. Let's hit play on that one.
I'll fucking.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
Ready?
I'm going to hit play on this and the Brennan drop at the same time.
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking faggot.
Ah, I missed it. All right, one more time. We're going to get this. We're going to get it to line up.
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking faggot.
Oh, that was close. That was close. Okay. So I got to hit play and then stall for a half second.
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking faggot.
Ah, shit, I missed it. Guys, we're so close here. $150 away from today's goal. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, gifted memberships. Let's go. We're going to get this. We're going to get this right.
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking faggot.
There we go. Yes. Kevin Brennan as the head coach of Wake Forest. I know I should stop after one, but I wouldn't weigh 220 pounds if I stopped after one.
I'll fucking kill you, you fucking faggot.
We did it again. So now he got caught on camera dropping the hard F-bomb. Das Optic Nerve is standing up for him. He's saying fucking magnet. Well, maybe he's a big ICP fan. I don't know. But either way, everyone who watched the damn thing assumed that the guy was dropping the fucking with the hard F. And so he had to give an apology. Walter released a statement this morning saying, quote, "I'm very sorry for my outburst in frustration last night, and I recognize the hurt and disappointment it has caused. I have seen the videos, and while I do not remember the specific moment clearly, that language doesn't reflect my values or the standards of my program." Anybody else feel like it totally reflects his personal values and the standards of the program? I have a hard time believing that word is just completely persona non grata on a baseball team. I played baseball until I was 24. I don't think there was a season that went by that one wasn't thrown around quite liberally. I mean, especially in such a gay sport. Regardless, I own the consequences, and I apologize to the University of Tennessee, which is full of fucking... he couldn't help himself. To Wake Forest and the SEC and ACC. Now, I have a general rule of thumb as a sports fan. You never apologize to the SEC, but you do. Demon Deacons athletic coordinator John Curry also ripped Walter's actions, saying he was surprised and deeply disappointed. Saying, "I feel bad for those most hurt by such words. I spoke with Coach Walter immediately after the game and again this morning to address the incident, which is completely out of character for him and does not meet the standards of Wake Forest athletics, Wake Forest University, or the Atlantic Coast Conference." Yeah, see, I agree with Roots. He should have just deny. I think fucking magnets could have worked. I think fucking magnets could have brought him just right back to good. He would have been fine. And we never would have had this problem. But he let him win. That is not, by the way, by far, it is not the worst sports outburst. I still say the best sports fuck up is the Oakland A's guy. Oakland A's announcer slur. The guy, Glenn Kuiper. Glenn Kuiper's fuck up. We're going to revisit this on Steel Toe probably quarterly. It's so good. Hey, by the way, guys, $150 away from today's goal. Go ahead and chuck in a couple of bucks. Let's get it moving. Another win for the Toe. Let's get in there. Hey, $250 to become a VIP. That'd knock out the whole deal. What do you say? It would get us to 9 o'clock. We do an extra hour today. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, so on and so forth. We still got a shot at it today. I feel really good about tonight's show, too. So let's just get ourselves a win and call it a big old W. What do you say? Give us a fighting chance, huh? This is really sad. A TikTok star, Sana Yusuf, was gunned down by a scorned man. Now, this is creepy as all hell, But I have a bad feeling with TikTok and OnlyFans and women basically becoming really famous for nothing other than like being cute, or as they get older, like basically doing softcore pornography. Now, this was a 17-year-old TikTok star. So this was just some girl who was on TikTok, but it doesn't matter. Like, psychos are out there, and you can't control who views your content. And some of these guys, they create realities like you're in a relationship that you've never heard of, and this guy loves you, and he's going to take care of you forever, and he's coming to get you, he's coming to see you, but you were never told about any of this. And it turns into this psychotic deal, and this is going to happen more and more. We're going to have kind of these Selena incidents. I don't know how we fix it other than... I don't know, like all these OnlyFans girls are going to need security. These TikTok girls are going to need security because, like, luckily, nobody's going to want to be in a fake, a parasocial relationship with the 300-pound guy who does competitive eating videos on YouTube. You know, he's not going to find some girl who pulls out a switchblade and goes, "I thought you loved me," and all of a sudden barbecue sauce starts pouring out of the wound. That's not going to happen. But for a lot of these girls, this is going to be a reality. Now, in this case, this was a girl who was a TikTok star out of Pakistan. Now you're talking about problems with, Islam and, a Muslim government and, the role of women and all that. A guy gunned her down, and the cops say it all came down to a guy who couldn't take no for an answer. See, another one of these guys who just feels like they're entitled to something because he sees this girl on TikTok. 17-year-old Sana Yusuf, who racked up over 1 million followers online, was shot dead at her home in Islamabad Monday night. And CBS News reports that cops have since arrested a 22-year-old man for the murder. And yeah, I guarantee that this guy's like, she loves me and we're going to be together and all of that creepy shit. It's like, unfortunately, it's hard to avoid. And while I know it wasn't a dude, like Selena got gunned down by the head of her fan club. She found out the head of her fan club was stealing money and she had to cut her loose. The woman came back, shot Selena, and then was crying her fucking eyeballs about it. Like, you just got to try and keep these psychos as far away as you can, I suppose. Cops say the guy spent hours lurking outside Sana's home before carrying out what they are calling a cold-blooded, gruesome murder, all because she kept shutting him down time and time again. I don't know how we stop this going forward, I don't know how we end up making this better. I mean, it's just it's going to be maybe one of the work hazards of being a really famous chick online. Adam Simon gifting a membership. Thank you very much, buddy. 383 Novocaine with $1 says, when your date spreads nice. Oh, I'm sorry. When your date spreads nice and wide and the crabs are doing the electric slide, gonorrhea. Gonorrhea. Root's telling him, you really got to work on your poetry skills. Too many words, Novocaine. Yeah, and before you think you're going to shit on Roots or anything like that, the man knows bars. He can help you craft bars. I'm telling you, that is a man who can help you out. All right, kids, 150 away from today's goal. Let's hammer it out and call it another win for the toe. Let's start to get some of those drops. We've made a whopping $40 this evening. we are crushing it, and the girls are still kicking everyone's ass. Oh, man. Let's see if we can have a chance at it. Like I said, a VIP wipes out all of it. We give you $250, gets you all the merch forever and ever. Free item of merch every year. 2 tickets to every live event we do. Go ahead. Go ahead. And to the first VIP of the new era, a free entry into the golf tournament. I just want to fucking win tonight, guys. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Get in there. Click one of those links. Throw us a couple of bucks. We have lost... 1 out of our first 3 shows. And so this would put us at a 50% loss rate if we take an L tonight. Uh-oh. That ain't good. So help us out any way you can. We appreciate it. We need big drops to get us out of this thing tonight. All right, let's do some of these great sports moments, some of these wonderful fuck-ups. We have, we're going to do the Tom Hartman one. He had a great one. But my favorite announcer fuck-up is Glenn Kuiper in the pregame show for an A's game back in like 2022.
We had a phenomenal day today.
This is Glenn Kuiper. He's I think this was the end of him. He was the longtime voice of the Oakland A's on television. And they had a series in Kansas City. And he and Dallas Braden, who was his co-host, former pitcher, they were doing some of that small talk you do during some of those pregame shows. Like, hey, we went and did this, we went and did that while we were in Kansas City. And, one of the things about broadcasting that's really important is enunciating. And Glenn Kuiper should have enunciated Negro Leagues Museum a little better than he did. Let's take a look.
We had a phenomenal day today. Negro League Museum.
The what now? One more time.
Negro League Museum.
The what?
Negro League Museum. Negro League Museum. Negro League Museum. Negro League Museum. Negro League.
I don't think he was saying Negro Leagues. I'm going to go ahead and say that Glenn Kuiper was, and I will defend him for a minute, trying to say Negro Leagues Museum. Did not end up that way.
All day today. Negro League Museum and Arthur Bryant's Barbecue.
Before I'm fired, before I go, I just want to apologize for that brief slip-up that I had. Oof. So now we're well into the game. Like, nobody's gotten into the headset. That was before the game started. Now I think this was like the third inning. And they went, hey, Glenn, we've been going over the We've been going over the pregame show, and did you say Negro Leagues Museum? Could you say something about that on the air real quick? The real tragedy of this is they should have just let it go. And just the world would have went on in 48 hours. You would have had to eat a little shit, and but you could have kept your announcer.
Welcome back to Kauffman Stadium. I just wanted to, a little bit earlier in the show, I said something didn't come out quite the way I wanted it to, and I just wanted to apologize if.
Or did it come out the way you wanted to? And that's the problem.
If it sounded different than I meant it to be said. And
anyway, I'm just glad Jermaine Dye doesn't play here anymore. Am I right?
I just wanted to apologize for that.
What was that? What did you want to apologize for?
Today, Negro League Museum.
Oh, okay. That's what you wanted to apologize for. Sorry. You see, I forgot is the problem. Oh, my God. Adam Simon gifting another membership over on YouTube. Thank you very much, Adam Simon. We are down to 145. Let me hit the old refresh button here. And I think we got one. Oh, God damn it. Why do I have to log back in every fucking time I want to hit refresh? Anyway, I don't know what Bobby sent us, but Bobby sent us $20. I don't know if there's a message with it, because I got to re-log in now every time. I don't know how I get this to stop. It doesn't happen every day, but so far this week, I had to enter a code and do all kinds of shit. When I re-log in, I hate it. Thank you very much for the $20. Great shows lately. All right, thank you and I'm not going to read your screen name because I already read your first name. I apologize for that. Thank you, Bobby, for the $20.
But I'm afraid.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
I've got some bad news.
125 away from tonight's goal. Let's get in there and let's finish it off. Fuck them in the ass. Let's see how much of a rally we can get. 125 left. If we get 185, I'm going till 9 o'clock tonight. Let's call it another win for the toe. Let's notch up another W and snatch one from the jaws of defeat. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Either way, we're having a lot of fun tonight. I appreciate it. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Get that 125 knocked out, and let's call it another win for the toe. Now, we also have the Tom Hartman, oh God, what was it? Baseball call. Was it? Yeah, it was Tom Hartman, wasn't it? Where he called San Francisco a fag town. Oh man, Hartman, Reds, San Francisco. It's got to be there somewhere. Was it not? Was it not him? Did YouTube like eliminate it from history? Reds, Giants, fag call. Let's make it that one. Call that ends the Dodgers. Here we go. Tom Brenneman. That's why I couldn't find it. It was Tom Brenneman. All right, here we go. This is one of my favorites, too. So to give you the backup to this one, this was during the Reds pregame show. And during the Reds pregame show, Tom Brenneman thought that they were at commercial. He didn't think they were still live. So Tom Brenneman starts talking to his producer, as you do when you're at commercial, and nobody told him that they were back on the air yet.
The fag capitals of the world. Reds Live, the pregame show presented by Ray St. Clair.
Oh, no. So then, like, after he said, one of the fag capitals of the world, they were like, Tom, you're on the air. Oh, Reds Live. That's what I love about these, like, old school sports announcers, is that no matter what awful thing they said beforehand, they're always a pro when they come back. They're like, hey, one of the fag capitals of the world. Reds Live, brought to you by Ray St. Clair Roofing. And everyone at Ray St. Clair Roofing is like, please don't fucking say our name right now. That is the last thing. You get called the fag capital of the world, Ray St. Clair Roofing.
The fag capitals of the world. Reds Live, the pregame show presented by Ray St. Clair Roofing. And we come.
So it wasn't the Giants. I think they were in Kansas City. And he was talking about how they were going to be in San Francisco. And then, of course, there's the, what do you call it? There's a Twins fuck up. It was Bert Blyleven. I think we can probably find that one pretty easily. Bert Blyleven was doing the Twins pregame show, and he thought they were doing a recorded segment. And it turned out to not be a recorded segment. It turned out to be the actual segment. They were live, and Bert Blyleven, the former great Twins pitcher, did this.
As we all know that the Minnesota Twins have had trouble here in New York. Well, it's continued here on Friday night because Alex Rodriguez, who had been slumping a little bit, 1 for 21, having a very good series so far, 3 for 8 on Friday night, a 2-run home run, 2 home runs for Rodriguez, and then the American League batting title. Joe Mauer, 2 for 5 so far in the series against Jeter. We're going to do this fucking thing over again because I just fucked it up.
So he thinks they're recording it. He doesn't know that the pregame show is already on and they're live. And old Bert. Now, Bert didn't get fired for this. We kept Bert. I think he got suspended for a while. He had to sit down for a little bit. But we did bring Bert back. Bert did not get fired for this.
Home run, 2 home runs for Rodriguez, and then the American League batting title. Joe Mauer, 2 for 5 so far in the series against Jeter. We're going to do this fucking thing over again because I just fucked it up. Oh, we're live. I didn't know that.
He goes, oh, we're live. Oops. I meant to say frick. I apologize. Whoops. Let's Hobo says I get all my racist news on Steel Toe. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's not true at all. Tim with $1 says, how's the weather today? Oh, it's been a little overcast. A little overcast. Let's go to, oh my God, Scooby Jooby Jew with $25 says, I survived last year's anniversary show, but the dislike for my people has ramped up in the last year. Will I be safe if I go this year? Yes, and I'm also bribing you the way the Jews like to be bribed. I just sent you a bunch of free shit. So you will be happy. Hey-oh, there's Scott with $20. Thank you very much, Scott. We got to give both of those guys a Hogan for their generosity.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
And to Scott, too.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
There we go. So what's 45 from 125? We're only $80 away from tonight's goal. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's knock this thing out and call it a good, big, Jesus, now I'm doing it. Win for the toe. Let's do this thing. $80 away. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. You know, if we knock out that 80, that's great. That's another win for the toe, and people are going to see about it. But if we knock out the 80 and the 60 from Monday, then I'm going until, what is it? 9 o'clock, if we do that. Chad Buzamak with $1 says, got here late. See, we're behind again. If we knock out tonight and miss Monday morning, are we going to get the vibrating anal beads? Evening show, $5 rants gets 1 pulse, $20 for 2 pulse, $50 5 pulse. Say yes. I'll imitate it. How's that? No, I'm not even going to imitate the anal beads. Here's what I say. Keep dropping in those Streamlabs, PayPals, Venmos, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants, and we'll call this thing another win for the toe. Our other Katie dropping $40 on the toe. How about a Hogan for her, too? Uh-oh. We're rallying.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Now, is she in the top? Do we have another Katie in the top 4 now? Hold on. No, Wally World's at 40. Hold on. Wally World's at 40. So she's tied. If Katie does another $1, it's back to 4 women in the top 4. $40 away from today's goal. Guys, light it up. Finish it off. We've got ourselves a win for the toe coming down the pike. SP says, this gonorrhea thing is why I can't take you seriously. Like ever. What, the gonorrhea song? Because I'm fucking so talented? Is that why? You just can't take it? Baby? You can't take me seriously. She sees me talking like she sees me talking about statistics or data or anything like that, and all she can hear in her head is the gonorrhea. Gonorrhea. But you don't die from gonorrhea. I mean, unless like you really let it go a long time. I mean, you've really got to be as responsible, as irresponsible as you have to be to get gonorrhea. You have to be 10 times as irresponsible to then die from gonorrhea as well. So, you know, do yourself a favor. Don't, get yourself checked regularly if you're being promiscuous, you know, because if you don't, shit, man, that's how shit like monkeypox happens. Okay? $40 away, man. I can taste this goal being knocked out. If somebody wants to just throw 100 at the toe, shit, we'll be going till 9 o'clock tonight. And we got plenty. Let's go to, you know, there's a lot of, this one went viral yesterday. We didn't get a chance to get to it, but like a lot of people, a lot of like the animal rights crowd want this guy like thrown in prison, locked up forever. He's apparently been going around his neighborhood. He's just fucking had it with raptors. Now, when I think raptors, I don't think like the Skyhawk, coming down, picking shit. I think like Jurassic Park. We don't have raptors in Minnesota. If you want to see a raptor in Minnesota, you got to go to a conservatory or whatever conservatory's flowers. You got to go to some kind of fucking thing. You got to, where they keep the birds. You got to go to a nature preserve. There we go. You got to go to a nature preserve. And, but in other places, raptors, like they eat small dogs. Like I have a Chihuahua, right? One of the biggest things for Chihuahuas that happens to them is they get scooped up by owls. Owls come by and they take away your dog. Like I have a friend who's lost 2 Chihuahuas that way. One of them completely decapitated him. Comes by, grabbed the Chihuahua by the head, lifted it up into the air. Chihuahua's yelping and everything else. Fucking head comes off. So they can be a motherfucker. An Accomack County man in Virginia pled guilty in federal court to killing a bald eagle on his property on Virginia's eastern shore. William Custis Smith of Hallwood was sentenced to a day in jail, 50 hours of community service, and nearly $10,000 in fines after entering a guilty plea in U.S. District Court in the Eastern District of Virginia in March. We just had something really good happen that's going to make some of you really fucking pissed off, and I'm holding on to it for a minute. Let me just say, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, but I'm going to keep my poker face on because some of you just never fucking learn. It's going to be a win for the toe. You know it is. Stop. Like even Monday, if you were celebrating it, I warned you. I said, don't get too high on this because we're going to fuck you up effortlessly. I don't even like doing it because I just feel mean. William Custis Smith of Hallwood was sentenced to a day in jail, 50 hours of community service, and nearly $10,000 in fines after entering a guilty plea. According to court documents, Smith admitted to using a trap and a banned neurotoxin to poison fish. Holy shit, this is like some dastardly psycho villain shit. So he poisoned fish, gets them to float to the top of the water. The raptors come down, they eat the fish, and then they drop out of the sky and they get really sick. And then when he finds these raptors flopping around sick on his property, he finishes them off. I don't mean he like sucks their dicks. He kills them. He did this to upwards of 20 raptors on his property. I'm sorry. I like this. Like, I think we protect way too many animals. Like, we protect very serious nuisance animals. For example, geese are looked at as this, like, protected class, right? You get the protected class. You can't kill geese. You can't even, like, fuck with geese. And they're rat fucking bastards. They're the most evil animal in the world. All they do is they walk around on your property. They drop these gross little fucking log shits and they hiss at you. They're just cunts. And like, if I were a game warden, which, you know, we've all got to have aspirations. If I were a game warden, I found out people were just like on bicycles, like the cavalry, just fucking clocking geese in the head, I'd let it go. Let it go. I saw the other day, kids standing in their yard throwing rocks at geese. And I said to them, I was like, hey, God, what are we doing? What are we throwing rocks at geese? What are you doing? And their dad actually yelled out and they went, no, it's okay. We want to keep them out of our yard. We don't want them shitting in our yard. And I'm like, I was torn because I'm like, I feel like I should be discouraging children from torturing small animals. But at the same time, I kind of like the cut of this guy's jib. Like, fuck geese. I hope they die. So I don't know. Like, I know that. And Helgi says, Haitians agree with you, Aaron. Sorry. I guess Haitians and I are on the same page. But I'm not saying go kill cats and dogs. Jesus. Nick in Fort Wayne with 199 says Super Tips is a scam. Someone says say hi to Melton. Oh, hi, Melton. You're going to hate this one, buddy. I'm really sorry. $100 from Steven. He says, since Melton is watching you live right now, I would like to say hi to that ugly fat fuck. Oh, don't forget that he is a PDF file who likes to say sexual shit about children because he's a fucking creep. Oh, and his marriage is like a weird financial arrangement he made with a mentally kind of iffy woman. It's really fucking depressing. Anyway, it's another win for the toe. Thank you, Steven. And hey, Melton, I know you're not, well, you're a very big man, but you're not a big enough man to admit that I've given you a career and I'm the only reason anybody watches your fat PDF file ass. I'm going to thank you. You got me a win tonight. Thank you very much. Another win for the toe. And, you know, I'm really sorry. I know I should apologize to him now. I know we've been kicking his ass real hard. I know that the whole internet has been calling him a PDF and shit, man. I fucked the guy up without even trying. But, you know, I give the guy credit for not giving up. Sure, he has meltdowns all the time. They call him Meltdown Melton. They call him PDF on giant streams. But, you know, the boy hangs in there. And, you know, one of these days, he's not going to be the picked on kid. I believe in him. You know what? I'm going to give him my stamp of approval. And it's another win for the toe. Oh, hey, you know what? I got to go to the bathroom quick. Let's check something out. Let's watch a little something here. I think while I'm going to the bathroom, we should watch something very educational. You know, if you're a Patrick Melton fan, I think you ought to know who you're watching. And if you can watch what I'm about to show you and still be a fan, I have to say your hatred of me is so impressive that you've actually become a pedo apologist. Let's go ahead and check it out. I got to go to the bathroom. Third world aristocrat, by the way, talented guy.
Uncommitted loser.
Projection.
You don't give a fuck about anything, and yet you pretend to be a victim about everything. Again, fuck your wife. Fuck your children. Fuck your children. Fuck your little brown mulatto children. Fuck them in their little asses. Yeah, I hope they bleed walking around Neverland Ranch.
You can't help having child porn if someone just sends you child porn. So when people piss me off from now on, I'm just going, here's some child porn. And I know now I'm going to get so much child porn in my mail. Fucking die.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, joke's on you. I save it and jack to it. I save it and jack to it. I save it and jack to it. Is that illegal to say? That's not. I fuck kids.
Allegedly.
I dare you to be trapped in a fucking coal mine with a kid and not fuck it.
Oh, God.
My name is
Oh, no.
Imagine what I think of my daddy, Aaron, when I'm older and see all of his videos.
No.
I can't wait until I'm 18 and come on Patrick's show and come at the same time as Patrick.
Jesus.
It will be glorious. Catch you losers on OnlyFans in 5 years. Hugs and kisses, boo.
I too can't wait until you are 18.
Or as cup holders. And she's singing like, dude, she's right.
Your daughter's got a cup holder too. I hate to tell you. Turn her upside down.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Stop talking about my precious children.
By the way, let's also point out this is the same guy. Oh. This is the same guy who cries like a bitch when you call him a pet. I'm going to sue Aaron. I'm going to sue him because he called me a pedophile. Oh, boy. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I have a shitload of evidence of you being a pedophile. Sam Show Loves Black Men has got to cope. He goes, this is all he's got. It's all I need. It's all I need, and I know how much it bothers him, so I'm going to keep doing it. Sanford's son with $10 says, Rumble Rant kept freezing up while you were leaving 3 minutes early last night. Is that body cam offer still on the table? I could definitely, I could call. Why not? I mean, it's pretty uneventful. I don't want to let you down, but, shit. You're used to it, right? You're used to it at this point. All right, let's continue on. Let's see. We're over. Holy shit. Thank you very much, Sanford, son. Oh, and Steven needs to go in the top spot. Thank you very much. So now, with Steven at $100, Crunchy at 52, Diane at 50 and Tay at 45. Women are still 3 out of the top 4. So we've still got, it's still girl power at the top of the standings for the old toe. God, it is not difficult to stack W's on these retards. All right, let's continue on. Bees, motherfucker. Nothing but bees. I think we got about 4 or 5 stories left. I'm sorry. I'm out of drama for tonight. All I got is the old, the morning zoo fair, if you will.
Oh, what you are seeing.
The fuck was that, news lady? Hold on a minute.
Oh, what. Oh. Oh, what you are.
That's a middle-aged woman getting anally inserted. That's a thumb going in. Is what I know that sound from anywhere.
Oh, what? Oh,
that's
what you are seeing and hearing there. Oh, what you are seeing.
Doesn't it? It's the same. It's the same thing. And by the way, that is the right way to go. Heel of the palm, small of the back, down in. That's a gentleman's way to do it properly. Check with Roots. He's probably got the stinkiest finger in the room.
Oh, what you are seeing and hearing there, just a drop in a terrible bucket. A warning tonight from deputies in Whatcom County. There are 250 million bees swarming an area just south of Linden. They were
holy fuck, 200. I can't even conceive of 250 million bees. And these are like the little shit bees that we get here in Minnesota. These are like the big old fat, like sting you until they can't sting you anymore bees. In Minnesota, I don't know if it's this way around the whole country, but our bees, like outside of wasps, our bees just sting you. Their stinger falls out and then they flop around and die. That's what we got.
Let loose when the truck carrying them toppled this morning on White Camp Road between Loomis Trail Road and Badger. Now, this may sound kind of funny or amusing on paper, but it is.
It doesn't sound funny or amusing to me. It made you make the thumb in the asshole sound. So, no, it's not funny to anybody.
A huge undertaking to stop the swarm. Now the search is on to find the queen and get her into a hive and hopefully bring her colony back.
That'll be easy. I'm sure that's not going to be finding a needle in a haystack. Hey, 250 million bees. We just got to find the queen. Oh, well, why didn't you say so?
I was just pretty much completely covered in bees, and I didn't even get up right at the truck.
It is an effort to stop a swarm in Whatcom County after 70,000 pounds of honeybees were thrown onto White Camp Road near Linden.
The beekeepers are down there trying to collect the bees into new hives.
Nuke it. Why are we even bothering? Wait, does your sheriff's department have a drone? Drone strike. Let's just take this thing out. Do you have, like, you got those drones that people use to take out, like, wasp nests and shit that have, like, the flamethrower on? Let's just do that. Let's not fuck around with the bees' nests or anything like that. Let's don't.
As well as recover the hives that were damaged in the accident.
Now the area is buzzing with bees. And
hey, it's a funny news pun. You're going to get stung until you look like the Elephant Man, but you get it? Buzzing.
Workers looking to try and gather them all up. But in order to get it done, they had to bring in the experts. The plan, let the bees come to them.
Don't you have like a Dusty Crumb kind of guy, just some kind of lunatic in a tank top who just runs in there and starts like taking a net and just grabbing them?
You know, as we get through the warmer part of today and into tonight, they'll calm down a little bit more, be more likely to go back.
They'll be more likely, won't they? I tell you what, the whole area is abuzz with this story. You're right. That joke was a real stinker. To
their hives.
It's a plan that could take some time.
Still keeping the road closed for the rest of the night, and then hopefully get this reopened tomorrow morning.
While emergency management crews say there is no general health risk, they are advising anyone who's allergic to bees to avoid the area. And everyone else should keep a distance of about 200 yards because these guys are not afraid to sting.
We've had a number of the beekeepers, they've gotten stung as well as a couple of our deputies, but they're honeybees, so the sting isn't as severe as some other bees.
Experts say honeybees swarm.
Yeah, that's cold comfort. Oh, don't worry. These are honeybees. That sting doesn't feel. I'm sure it fucking hurts.
When they're looking for a new home. And right now, these experts are hoping they can keep this swarm in the home they already have.
Yeah,
We're
fuck
very
that.
mindful of the fact that bees are an endangered portion of our population here. And we want to make sure that we're able to recover the bees in a way that...
That's wild. They're an endangered species in that part of the area, and 250 million just fell off the turnip truck. Ugh. Have you ever seen that video of the guy? I so want, like, dude, I want a wasp nest at my house. I can never get one. I want a wasp nest at my house just so I can do this. It's the guy with the jar of gasoline. Have you seen this? Gasoline. Have you seen this, folks? Have you heard about this? Gasoline wasp nest. Let's, by the way, sorry about that third world aristocrat video. You guys get awful quiet after that. It's too easy. I apologize. This is fucking awesome. So you just fill, you put a little bit of gasoline in a plastic tub, and you just seal off the wasp nest, and they drop dead. This is cathartic. I love these. Like, wasps are fuckers. Like, nobody should feel bad that these wasps are dropping dead right now. These are nasty motherfuckers, and they're very territorial. Shit. They're just dropping dead. And the nice thing is you can huff it afterwards.
Yeah. It, like, suffocates them, apparently.
So, like, this guy's just, he's barely hanging on.
Yeah.
And there you go. The rest of it drops right into the gasoline. You're home free. I want a wasp nest on my property just so I can do that. Pool Scam Sam says, hey, Aaron, have you ever helped do any roofing? Yes, I have. You know, at our family's cabin, if you're just around, you've got to do shit. Like, if there's projects going on, you just got to help out. So I've taken shingles down. I don't think I've installed them. I've run them. I've been like the runner. I'll bring like each case of shingles. You know, they come wrapped in the plastic. I'll bring each case up. I've stripped them. I've stripped a roof of shingles, but I don't think I've ever installed them, which is a good thing. I don't think I'm qualified, but I've installed, you know, I've done some farm boy shit. I've installed weather vanes, cupola. They're called cupolas. I've installed cupolas. There's a weather vane, like that's the little tiny, you know, the rooster that spins on the deal. A cupola is that big, huge, boxy motherfucker. I've installed one of those with the big rods that go through the barn. I've installed a cupola. I've built a fire pit with, you know, what is it, class 5? Is it that goes in the fire pit, and then you tamp it, and you got to make sure it's level, and you got to do the pavers and all that shit. I've seen some things. Roots says, I got stung in the fucking eye on a bar's patio. Free drinks all night. I look like Sloth from the Goonies for 2 days. All right. I want to ask you something, and I need you to answer me honestly, and I'll scroll down in the chat. I'll get to it later. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Bapa Shab says, just paint Aaron yellow and black. They'll think he's the queen. That's not very nice. It's not very nice at all. There is an awesome lady bee catcher on Facebook Reels. Well, thank God for boomers, huh? Hobo Chili says, I can't get you a wasp nest. How about an IED? That's no. Are we horse trading? I'm gonna decline the IED offer. I'm gonna need you to scale it back just a little bit. 09 Canyon says, my dad burned an underground beehive after they swarmed me as a kid. Aaron has a chihuahua. That proves he's gay. That proves nothing, MSO. That doesn't prove I'm gay. I think it was, I believe, Sean, potentially criminal, when they were making fun of Nick's body cam thing. Sean says he had insider information. He goes, you know how Nick knows Aaron's gay? He says Aaron's dick tastes like shit. Look, is that a humiliating thing to hear someone say? Yes. Very funny. Very funny. Mr. Beat says, Aaron never did roofing. How dare you? How dare you? Stripped the shingles off the outhouse. Oh, I see. I took a giant shit. I got it. Pool Scam Sam says, it's called a bundle, not a case. God, you're stupid. Pool Scam, how did I know that no matter what my answer was, you were going to find a way for it not to be good enough? I have a feeling like you and I, we get each other. You and I are like Laurel and Hardy. We're an old school team, and nobody knows it. Mr. Beat says, Aaron cleaned a horse stall. That's the most farm boy stuff he's ever done. I got up early. I took the liberty of milking your cow. He said, we don't have a cow. We have a bull. Von Kaiser says, damn, you are steel toe material. I feel like you're making fun of me. Roots Calhoun, remember, he got stung by a bee. They gave him free drinks for the rest of the night. And I asked him, was it worth it? Says he his face swelled up, looked like shit for 2 days. He says, fucking right it was. Attaboy. He says, when I drink, bro. Atta kid. You know, if Roots this year, Roots was going to make it up to the anniversary party last year. If Roots makes it up to the anniversary party this year, we'll compensate him for his travel and his time. And I think Roots and I should do a freestyle battle, multiple round freestyle battle at the anniversary show. If Roots wants to do it, no writing shit ahead of time. No fucking getting bars ready, anything like that. We're going to have a few drinks, and either before the comedy show or immediately after the comedy show, Roots and I are having a freestyle battle. This isn't like, I'm like Rocky and Rocky 1 fighting Apollo Creed. I don't think I can beat the guy. I just want to see if I can go 15 rounds with the champ. That's all. I want Roots, you don't have to answer right now. All right? You take your time. You think about it. Get back to me. Roots says, are you fucking serious? Do I look fucking serious? I'm coming out of retirement. I am. I'm coming out of retirement. I want to see how I can do. I'm past my prime. It ain't like when Dry Ice and I used to be on the patio exchanging bars. It's like riding a bike though. I'll start doing it again and I'll come back. Oh. Root says, yeah. He says, oh no, you pay for my travel and lodging. I'm the fuck in. All right, you got it. Travel and lodging, you got it. Roots Calhoun will be at the Steel Toe 11th anniversary party Saturday, July 26th, and it will be a freestyle battle between Roots and I. I'm so fucking excited. I'm going to get verbally raped. And look, I'm doing my best. I'm going to do my best. And you know what? By the end of it, Roots is going to say two things. I smoked him. He's going to say, I smoked him, Holt, but he's going to say, fucking respect, the kid's got bars. That's going to be the outcome of the great freestyle battle. I'm telling you. I've got confidence that I'm going to be able to pull it off. Oh no. Oh, there she is. Okay. I got my dropped my Nazi coin. My good luck charm. We not only hit tonight's goal, but we knocked out the Monday morning miss. I can't be without my good luck charm. Without my Nazi coin, that never would have happened. Say hello to our new number one in the standings, Steven with $100, Crunchy with 52, Diane with 50, and Miss Tay right there with 45. You guys have knocked out tonight's goal. You've knocked out Monday morning's goal. It is back to a perfect week for the toe. Chad Buzamok says, don't leave. I'm going to make a clip. Did I say we were going till 9 if I hit both goals? I believe I did. So I don't think I'm going anywhere. Root says, yo, 100% I am in. You heard it here. I'm fucking going. Oh my God, are you drunk? No. What? Tell me this. What do I have to lose? Tell me, please. What do I have to lose in freestyle battling Roots Calhoun shit-faced at the anniversary party. Number one, it's going to be entertaining as all hell. And that's, I mean, it's not leaning on your cuck fridge while you show pictures of a guy in better shape than you good, but it's going to be pretty fucking good. The audience will love it. Roots will love it. I'll have a good time. Who's losing in all this? Root says, oh my God, I can't believe you just publicly stated this. What's the worst that can happen? I said, what do I have to lose? Fauci's pangolin says, you can't lose your dignity. Hobo says, hopefully some weight. Bocephus the Negromancer says, Aaron drops Nazi coin, and every Jew in the chat both puckered their ass and tried to count how much at the same time. It is if you need to know, it's a 10 shilling winter harvest coin. And I think they used it in, was it Denmark? Hold on. Let's look this up. Nazi Wir Helfen coin. Let's see. Nazi 10 Reichspenning. Is this my coin? Let's see. Is this your coin, sir? Let's take a look. I think that, yeah. I think that's the one. Hold on. If there's a big swastika on the other side. Nope, that's not my coin. That is, it's not the 10 Reichspenning coin. I think it was called like a winter harvest coin or something like that. 10S harvest coin, Nazi Germany. 1941 year coins for sale. That's not mine. Yeah, mine just got a big fucking swastika on the back of it. Maybe this is like remarkably rare. 50 Reichspenning. Nope, that's not mine. Mine says 10. 10S. Holy fuck, I cannot find this thing anywhere. I don't know. No, this was a gift. I'm not going to sell the fucking thing. I just want to know what it is. I want to take a picture of my coin and know. Winter Hilswerk. There we go. That'll get it. Let me try to write that down. Winter Hilswerk Nazi coin. Here we go. Major source of funding for the activities. I can find this fucking thing. No. It's just, I can't find it. Wait a minute. No, it doesn't have the 10 on the back. It's just got a big, giant swastika on it. Shit. My Lost Interest says, I get all my racist coin news on Steel Toe. Root says, I ain't even going to write it. You shouldn't. You shouldn't write it. It's no writing. He says, I guess you lost your dignity a long time ago. It's going to be fun. It'll be a good time. I didn't realize that Roots was like going to get like this, like me challenging him to a freestyle battle. I didn't realize he was going to take it so personally. I didn't realize that I was going to be like, hey, it would be fun if you and I had a freestyle battle. He goes, I'll fucking kill you. I swear to God. And I'm like, I really just thought it was going to be a fun thing. I think I might have awoken a demon. He doesn't seem to be having fun anymore. 199 from Shit Show. He says, when did SP dump you? Probably about 6 months ago. I've been faking it this entire time. No Pen 15 Fathead with $2 says Winter Relief. That's what it was. Winter Relief coin. Wait a minute. Were you the one who... Nazi Winter Relief coin. 10 shillings Winter Relief. I think this is my... There's my darling. There she is. Look at her. Look at how nice she is. There's... That's oh, the Wehrhaufen. That's my coin. There it is. I'm a collector. It's fine. And then this one is a 1943 some kind of shit. I don't know. It's a tiny little guy, so I'm assuming it's not worth very much. But I got a couple Nazi coins, in case you were wondering. Gifts from fans. They love me. All right, let's continue on. We've got a bunch of shit we can still do. Just a bunch of fucking nonsense that doesn't make any sense. I did want to see some of those bee, what do you call them? Some of those bee flamethrower videos. I think that would be good. Wasp nest flamethrower. That's what I would. This is how they should this is how they should take care of that problem that they were having in that last story. It's just, look at that. That's just some guy who had a friend who tinkers around in his garage working on shit. And he's like, look, I got to take out that bee's nest from way up there. You got anything? And he's like, look, I've got a drone I've been working on. If you don't tell anybody, I've put a flamethrower on it. Why? I've been having problems with City Hall. But you're saying you need to get rid of a wasp nest? I can take care of it for you. We've got a... how are you not using that Google Lens thing right now? Somebody writes. Because I'm fucking retarded. Jason says, you're talking about Nazi coins. Check out this token I found. Metal detecting at Paul Bunyan land. Hold on. I got to show you guys this. Motherfucker found a coin with a swastika added at Paul Bunyan land, which is like a kid's amusement park here in Minnesota. It's a Paul Bunyan land token, and it's got a swastika on it. First it's this. Yeah, I don't think any of the wasps survived that ordeal. Let me, oh, wait, hold on. Chad Buzamok says, I may actually have to go to Aaron Imholt's Steel Toe anniversary party just to see this live show he has just announced tonight. Oh, no. What did I do? You got it. Roots Calhoun will be at the Steel Toe 11th anniversary party Saturday, July 26th. I'm so fucking excited. I'm going to get raped. Come on. That is not what, and I would not be excited for that. That is not something I would be excited for. One more time. Just so you guys can see where he made the dirty cuts in this video. You got it. Roots Calhoun will be at the Steel Toe 11th anniversary party Saturday, July 26th. I'm so fucking excited. I'm going to get raped. That's not. Now, you guys saw the cut in there that I didn't really say that, right? Like, you saw how that was fucked up. Papa Shab says the cut is so clean. It's not a clean cut. He clearly edited that. That was not that. MSO says what cuts? The cut before rape. There was a cut. One more time. I feel like you guys don't believe me. Hold on one second. You got it. Roots Calhoun will be at the Steel Toe 11th anniversary party Saturday, July 26th. I'm so fucking excited. I'm going to get raped. That's not at all what I said. And you all know that. You even said you were excited, says Sam Show. Right, but I didn't. Annoyed Wawa Supervisor says, I'm a forensic videographer on the side. That looks clean to me, Tubbsy. MSO says, smooth as April's ass. The fact that grosses me out. Really, it shows that there's been a 180 in the last 5 years or so. Chad Buzamok says, I did make a cut after the date. I left that in because you complained that I don't leave context. I'm trying to help promote. You know what? You're right. I'm being unreasonable. You're just trying to promote the show. Now, Chad Buzamok also, we didn't have a message pinned because we knocked out both goals tonight, and I appreciate that very, very much. But Chad Buzamok, oh, that wasn't bad. I should have kept that up there. Chad Buzamok says he may make it to the anniversary party. Well, hey, you know where you can get tickets. You can, oh, that's the merch shop, Aaron, you fucking retard. Jesus Christ. Get your fucking shit together, you waste of space. That's just me talking to myself in private. There's the link to all of the tickets for the Steel Toe anniversary party coming up Saturday, July 26th. Golf tournament on July 27th. Grand Poobah with $2 says it's pronounced Reichsvenig. Okay. Well, I know we got a lot of people who don't like me disrespecting the Reich, so you ain't going to see me getting out of pocket about it. But yes, there you go. That's the anniversary. Gino's going to be there. Johnny, Keanu, myself. Roots Calhoun has officially been announced for the anniversary party. $2, I think we're charging for cornhole tickets, and then we just give you that back at the show. We just got to know how many people there's going to be. $20 to get into the comedy show, and that'll also get you the freestyle battle. We'll go as many rounds as we can. And then as many rounds as Roots can go before he, lays down his microphone and says, look, man, the kid's got it. What can I say? And then golf tickets are separate for Sunday. So go ahead and check that out for the anniversary party. Saturday, July 26th. And the, The golf tournament on Sunday. Now, Annoyed Wawa Supervisor, is this 832 square feet reference what I think it is? Does it have anything to do with, say, the country Black Panther is based in? Because if so, that's dirty. It's funny, but it's dirty. He did create a tiny URL for it. That link is in the chat as well. There you go. Let's put that one up there. Boom. If you want tickets to the anniversary party. The Sneed game is strong over yonder, says Rusty Grammer. Did we break him again today? Sorry about that. Hey, look, man, as long as you guys are having fun, I'm having a fucking blast owning you guys. So don't take it personally. We're all having a good time. All right, let's go to, we actually have a story. Roots Calhoun we have breaking news. He's not going to be able to make it to the anniversary show. Apparently, he got so excited, he wanted to get up here early, and he got himself into a little bit of trouble.
To the door, with no weapon to your hands in the air.
Breaking news at 11, a tense hours-long standoff comes to a dramatic end tonight. Police used tear gas to bust into an Allen Park gas station and take a man into custody.
God damn it, Roots. It's just Chex Mix and a Diet Coke. You can just go pay for it. You're not that hard up.
They say was armed with a knife. Thanks for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Shayna Humphreys.
And up Terrence Friday. This all began late this afternoon and lasted well into the night as police tried to get that man to come outside. CBS News Detroit's Terrell Bailey joins us now live from the Marathon gas station on Southfield Road in Allen Park with what we know so far. Terrell?
Oh, no, Gordy's here. Oh, no. You know what? I'm on later than I usually am. So that means Gordy needs to go potty. You want to come here, bud? Oh, he rolled over. He's showing his belly. He hates being up here. Come here, bud. Oh no, he rolled over on his belly. Gordy doesn't want to. Come on, Gord. Come on. Come here, bud. He doesn't like it up here. Gordy doesn't like it up here. Gordy, do you think they'll give sympathy donos to Daddy for cute points for Gordy being here? It's too loud up here for him. Is it too? Yeah, it's too loud. Kisses? Did you give kisses, bud? Oh, he's shaking. You really don't like him. Oh. Oh, you got me, you son of a bitch. You son of a little biscuit. Do you need to go potty? Do you need to go potty, bud? Can you wait a little bit? I'll take you in like 10 minutes. We'll go potty. Okay? We'll go potty and get a treat. How does that sound? Oh, yeah, you want to go get a treat, don't you? You want to go get a treat, Gordy. All right, Dad's going to listen to this black guy talk. And then when the audience gives Dad lots of money, I do this thing called running out the clock. It's why they wait till the last minute to give your dad all the money, because they know they're going to get gypped on quality if they donate it all at once.
Yeah.
Daddy does a thing called being self-indulgent after all the money comes in. Yeah.
Hey there, guys, an absolute.
It was a lot easier when we were on radio, bud. See, they didn't really expect much. They just turn you on in the morning and ignore you. So you could blab about whatever horse shit you wanted to. Now there's some days where they want you to do drama, and then other days where they want you to do anything but drama. Then you got people seething and angry at your dad all day because he's a lot better at this than they are. It's a whole thing. But I'll take you outside in just a minute. You know what? We're gonna put something on for them. You need to go outside. You need to go outside. Miss Tay with $15. She's moving up in the world. Miss Tay's at 60. She's now in second place at $60. Crunchy is in third at 52. Diane is in fourth at 50. Steven still in first place, dominating all the gals with his $100 drop tonight. Balls deep with $9.99. Thank you guys very much. Well, you guys are over for tomorrow. Oh no, is this true? I don't want this to be true. Hold on a minute. This is not good news to end the night on. Jim Marshall. Yeah. Oh, that sucks ass. Jim Marshall, Minnesota Iron Man defensive end for the Minnesota Vikings, dead at the age of 87. Fuck, man, that sucks. Hold on. I'm going to text my parents on that one. Tell Dad, my dad's not a phone guy. Tell Dad Jim Marshall died today. Jim Marshall had cancer for a while. I think he had beaten the damn thing. But, yeah, shit always comes back. Longtime Minnesota Vikings defensive end Jim Marshall, who for decades held the NFL record for most consecutive games played. Broken by who, everybody? Who broke? Let's do a little football trivia. Who's cool and who's a virgin? Who broke Jim Marshall's record for consecutive games played? I'll give you a hint. I think he did it while he was a Viking. No, I don't think he did it while he was a Viking. But who broke the record for consecutive games played after Jim Marshall said it? Helgi nailed it. Bapashab is incorrect. It was Brett Favre, not some black guy. Very good. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Peyton Manning broke Brett Favre's record. Who holds the consecutive games played record in the NFL? Nope, it's still Favre. 297 consecutive starts. Holy shit. And, I guess his body's feeling it now. Favre's got, he's got dementia. He's got some kind of brain shit going on. Also, 09 Canyon, I always appreciate a Doug Flutie reference. Nancy with $4. Thank you very much. You guys have been incredibly generous tonight. Thank you so much for how cool you are here on this evening show. We are officially back to a perfect week here on the Toe. Marshall joined the Vikings in their inaugural season in 1961 and played in every game thereafter. His record of 282 consecutive games played, 270 with the Vikings, which he established upon retiring in 1979, stood until quarterback Brett Favre broke it. Also, no, it was in the 2009 season while he was a Viking. So everyone who's broken the games played record has done it as a Minnesota Viking. Awesome. Marshall attended a Minnesota Vikings practice that season to congratulate Favre and said, "I admired your whole career and was really happy that you were the one that is breaking the record." Now, there is one very embarrassing Jim Marshall story, and I don't know how many of you know it. If you're a Vikings fan, you know it. Jim Marshall. Oh, yeah, there it is. It's the first thing that happens when you type it in. Here you go. This is Jim Marshall recovered a fumble, and he ran it all the way back.
Myra straight back to pass. Looking. Now stops, throws, completes it to Kilmer up at the 30-yard line. Kilmer driving for the first down, loses the football. It's picked up by Jim Marshall, who's running the wrong way. Marshall is running the wrong way. And he's running it into the end zone the wrong way. Thinks he scored a touchdown. He has scored a safety.
Oh, no. So, like, your instinct as a player, especially if you're a 49er, is to go, no, you're going the wrong way, dipshit, but there's also 2 points and you get the ball back, so you don't tell him anything. Chase him. In fact, that number 97 right there, or 87, whatever that says, that guy's really smart because he's chasing him thinking that, oh, shit, I'd better go. I'd really better get to the end zone. Oh, God. That's one, if you grow up a Vikings fan, that's a highlight you can't avoid. You can't avoid that one. He got a little turned around. That's all. Adam Simon gifting a membership. Thank you, and thank everybody who's given to the toe tonight. You guys are an amazing bunch. That's for sure. You're up about $25-$30 for tomorrow night. Thank you so much for that. So that's a shitty way to end the show tonight. Jim Marshall's dead. 80, what did they say? 82 years old? What did he say about, they asked him about the wrong way play?
I had made, the biggest mistake you could probably make in a football game.
Myra straight back to pass.
1964.
Now stops, throws, completes it to Kilmer up at the 30-yard line. Kilmer driving for the first down, loses the football. It's picked up by Jim Marshall, who's running the wrong way. Marshall is running the wrong way, and he's running it into the end zone the wrong way. Thinks he scored a touchdown. He has scored a safety.
And seeing the goalpost kind of triggered, pick it up and run. And that's exactly what I did without really getting my bearings.
The minute he picked it up.
Well, yeah, if you're a defensive lineman, like, you're not used to having the ball. You don't know.
I knew where he was going. It was going to run the wrong way because that was the first statement that I made was he's running the wrong way.
One of the 49er players came up and said, thanks, Jim, or something to that effect. You knew right away, well, you really messed up this time.
Jim, you ran the wrong way.
We were just beside ourselves. I mean, this was so unusual. We were just we had a ball about that for a long time.
Never known anybody who doesn't like Jim Marshall. He gave of himself, leadership, player. I mean, he is the consummate human being as far as I'm concerned.
That's nice coming from Fran Tarkington, a giant fucking prick. So, I had a chance to interview Fran Tarkington once. He was great. I like Fran Tarkington, but Fran thinks a lot of Fran. I interviewed Fran Tarkington when I was working in Litchfield. It was during the 2009 season. It was probably November, and we were just on a tear, man. Favre couldn't miss. He was killing it. And I asked him, and I said, how do you feel about this season? And Fran Tarkington says, I love the Vikings. I will be a Viking until the day I die. I cannot root for them to win a Super Bowl this year. And I thought his rationale would be like he couldn't win a Super Bowl, so he doesn't want anybody to win a Super Bowl. I thought he was being a dick. But he was actually being really fucking cool. He's like, no, as a Viking, I don't want a Packer coming here and winning a Super Bowl for us. He goes, we hate the Packers. That's a real thing. We hate those guys. I don't want one of their guys coming here and winning a Super Bowl for us. He goes, I want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl more than anything, but I want it to be one of our guys. I don't want it to be a Packer. Now, that's fucking awesome of the old Georgia Bulldog, Fran Tarkington, but I got to say, as a Viking fan who's been through 38 years of heartbreak and just complete destruction over and over and over again, I don't give a fuck if Bart Starr comes back and wins us a Super Bowl as long as we get one. Atomic Ray gifting 5 memberships on Rumble. Thank you very much. Oh my God, you guys are incredible this evening. Citizen M, who's still kind of licking his wounds. Nomo, Word Salad, My Lost Interest, all getting a membership. Thank you very much, Atomic Ray. All of you who have memberships on Rumble, you don't have to watch any ads. Chad Buzamak says, soon to be 39. No. I'll tell you why. Because J.J. McCarthy is the real deal, and the Vikings are loaded. 14-15 wins this year. We're going all the way to the Super Bowl. This is the year. This is the year. See, the nice thing is it doesn't cost me anything to do that. And so when I get my heart broken and the Vikings shit inside of the open cavity in my chest, exposing my purple heart, it'll heal by the time next season rolls around. That's all. It'll heal by the time next season rolls around. JMB says he came from the Jets, not the Packers. Would be hilarious if Rodgers did the same thing. We don't need him. We don't need him. I'm laughing at Hobo Chili Recipe giving himself fake memberships in the chat. The names are very, very funny, but I can't bring myself to read them out loud. Guys, thank you very much for an incredible evening. This was awesome. I will see you again in the morning. You have gone above and beyond, and you are over for the final evening show of the week. We're back to perfect. I appreciate it. You guys live up to your name once again. The Killers on the evening show. Talk to you tomorrow morning.